You ain't earned Adolf yet, bro. Chill out. Chill out.
Look at that little friendly banter.
Is there a bitch made role?
Luke,
Because I think some people could use a bitch
Nelson
made
and his
role.
racist friend. Look at that little friendly banter.
Is there a Canadian role?
It's so
Can
cute.
you just answer the question?
Wait, you want to be Hugo Boss? Okay, Luca really is gay if he wants to be Hugo Boss.
Nelson
this man
never
really
shuts
wants to-
up.
Hold on, I just got one
What?
question. Can I ask one question? Why is MK keep getting randomly muted when he's already muted locally? Well, he's already has his own.
Well, no, real quick. Also, can we free
appreciate
MK? Look, can MK get a clean slate? He's a good dude now, man.
Yo, Blackout
Sorry.
is a real bitch ass.
Sorry. Can I
Oh,
ask?
you want to finish it,
well,
Concrete?
I'm not
I
asking
thought
for
you
you
were
like.
going to finish.
I'm not asking for
Why?
you to tell us who did it, Blackout. But can you try to make sure that he stops getting muted? It's weird.
Concrete just only gave me half an insult. Come on, Concrete, finish it, man.
Yeah,
Y'all let
finish
you
it,
fill in the
Concrete.
blanks.
Concrete, my
You
dude.
said-
Don't be
Everyone
You said
fill in their
Blackout
own.
is a
for
bitch
everyone-
ass, and then you stopped.
Everyone
Yeah, it felt like
fill in
there's
their
more.
appropriate blanks to the statement.
Can I
Blackout
have
is
my
a bitch
answer?
ass.
Question.
Everyone is
bitch
free
ass what?
to
He could
fill
be
in the
many
Can I
blanks.
get an answer to my question?
I already gave you an answer. Go fuck yourself.
Blackout.
I love you,
That's your
Concrete.
answer?
Christian to Christian. I love.
Talk to me nicely. Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Well,
So if that's the answer to your question, to the question that I asked, if that's your answer, then I want to know when you became a sellout to Darth.
Oh, okay. Again, go fuck yourself. How about that?
So
Oh,
has Concrete
same answer.
successfully
Same
defended
answer.
his allegation?
And there
Yeah.
goes Lucas Gay's racist friend.
When did you start tickling his balls?
Wait a minute, Concrete. When did you become a when did you become an SJW?
They're
Where like
indignant.
people's words
So let's
made you feel
imagine
certain
it
type
like
of way?
this. So let's imagine it like this. If it's the case that everything that
Does he like his balls tickled?
if it was
Concrete?
the case that everything is true, right, which is not, then they're indignant and they're racist
You're light.
they're indignant and racist towards my tolerance. Wow. So the F word.
Wait, by that standard, aren't you indignant and racist by everyone else's tolerance?
The F word queer is being racist because I'm tolerant. That's weird. So that's weird.
Hey, Blackout. Let me ask you, man, Blackout. Like, to be honest, who do you feel like is winning this, like, back and forth?
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, well, look,
Concrete.
let's just keep it polite.
Back
Back and
and
forth.
defense. Like, I haven't heard any good arguments from Concrete other than to say that, like, to defend Darth, he's pointing at Luca.
There was no defense.
Yeah, that's
of
what
Darth.
I'm saying. Like, look. In all honesty,
look. Again. The question
Do you
I'll
think
help you
Blackout
out.
that he was answering my question?
I'll help
Do
you
think
out.
he answered my question?
No.
I'll help you out because
he's evading. Wait, Blackout, is he not evading?
Low IQ, stupid people.
Oh, don't talk about IQ, because when Luca does that, you want to call him racist. Don't talk about IQ.
High school mentalities and no fucking lives. I'll go ahead and answer it again. The question on the table was. The question on the table was, is Darth a racist?
No.
And
the
my
question on the table was, were you backing him up?
My position
Were you backing him up?
And my position is...
Wait, no. Let him answer so everyone else can talk. Let him answer.
The question on the table was, is Darth a racist? And my position is, that recording sounded like Darth was mocking somebody.
Yes.
Now,
got you. Let him finish so we can all talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, nothing. Good. Get everybody to shut up and then you do the same.
You're learning, Nelson. Good.
So if you think that was racist, so be it.
Fuck you up, Jovan.
So be it. And you should do everything you need to do in your power to deal with it. And what you've done thus far is you've lambasted me and you've been racist towards me by proxy through Luca, the F word queer, right? So that's all that's happened thus far.
All right, so let me say this real quick.
Who is also friends with an F word queer racist. It's also like
who's the other one? Who's the other one?
Weird indignancy, right?
Who's the other one?
You're excusing racism, but I'm friends with a racist, and that seems to be some weird position to have on your soapbox, right? On your high horse.
All right, cool.
But go ahead.
Okay, so are you done now? Or are you finished? Okay, cool. So the beauty, quite simply, is that this man really just got done talking about how the only thing he heard from Darth was this one N-word video, right? When Tom unboxes, which me and Tom have had some differences, but I think me and Tom buried the hatchet. But like the point is, I can be objective about Tom. Tom unboxes easily has a PhD in Darth Dawkins, and for what it's worth, Tom even mentioned plethora of evidence that he even backed up with MP3s, right? And the point is, very simply, is that Tom Unboxes showed that there were many occasions where Darth was explicitly racist to black people and only black people. And the same hand-waving technique that's being deployed now for the whole the nigga audio is being deployed for the other information. So when Concrete, and I'll be done in 10 seconds. So when Concrete mentions like someone else deciding to defend a racist because that person's racist and Darth is racist, the point is you can't proceed to say that Darth isn't if you proceed to say that I'm defending a person that is and you're defending a person that is, because we're just equal in that regard. It's a Mexican standoff, no racism intended, and we're both lost. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can actually play the clips real quick from that conversation. It's explicit language warning. Darth Dawkins visits.
Well, no, he just hand waves that. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. He just hand waves.
Yeah, well, let me
I
just
wanna
make
hear it.
I want to hear it. Go ahead. Who's next?
For the context of the whole room, really. I already understand.
Yeah, I want to hear.
All right, go ahead, man.
Discord. Get paid from this shit, bro. If you get paid from this shit, all credit to you. If you don't get paid, this shit is pointless for you to argue.
Can I ask you a question?
Should or shouldn't do.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask me anything you want. So.
Okay, do you smoke pot?
I do not smoke, bro. I don't think I need that.
Okay, then why do you act like a pothead?
I don't know how potheads act. So
Okay, I'm gonna ask. We have a moderator here. Good. Now, trying to explain
Was Jack violated? I'm sorry. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. Hey, Darth, you made that kid melt down. Oh, is that what happened?
Wait, hold on. You mean You mean the nigga?
There you go. So let the record show, and whoever's next, and it's not going to be Concrete. It's going to be a gaggle of other people. When the guy said you made that kid melt down, well, that kid, you mean the nigga? You mean the nigga? And that's okay. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
He laughed at that. That's not cool at all. I don't know what's this weird school of thought amongst black Christians to where like if a white Christian uses a racial slur, it's cool because
they're broken. They're buck broken.
You know how? Maybe it's because I was given Darth. Sorry.
Hold on, real quick. But seriously, if you're black and you're Christian, you have a very short memory. Chris Rock, like I'm done. I'm out of here.
It's kind of actually funny. I guess I was giving Darth too much credit, but I thought the kid was going to be like ghetto as hell and like kept using the N-word himself or something, and that's why Darth used it. But
there was one guy who was like that.
But he wasn't. Was he referencing that guy?
Yeah, I think so.
So he wasn't referencing.
I mean, it doesn't really change much. I mean, I think
that's the point. That doesn't change. It doesn't matter. I'm black. And I grew up around a whole bunch of white people, And I give permission who can and cannot say the N-word to me. My buddies, my really, really close buddies, there's a couple of them that say it. There's a couple of them that don't. Because, they don't like it.
What are you so about?
If I don't know who the fuck you are, and you come up and say the N-word to me, kiss my ass.
Look, let me just make the nut. Let me just give the nutshell.
That's not going to happen. I don't know you.
Hold on, real quick. Let Tom say this. He has a doctorate in Darth. Go ahead.
My friends can say it all the time.
He's got a PhD. He's got a PhD in Darth.
Tom has a quadruple doctorate in Darth. Let Tom.
Yeah, let me just give you.
Concrete, did you just say Tom has his dick in Darth Dawkins?
Yeah, he did. Could you just let him talk for a second?
Snooks is his bodyguard.
Anyways, let me just give you like the kind of bullet points. So yeah, him saying the N-word, I wouldn't do it. But in that case, he was just talking to some guy who was saying it a lot. I wouldn't put it as the keystone to like the case that Darth's a racist.
Yeah.
I would probably make more of a cumulative case. I think something that I didn't mention last night is that he seems to have disdain for like almost all black public figures, right? Even all those people that Nelson mentioned, plus Al Sharpton, plus about Barack Obama.
Yep.
He's on record. If you want, I can supply a recording of him calling Barack Obama the F word. Let's see. Going all the way back to G Plus and Psychopath Atheist, one of his go-to insults during a discussion with any kind of black person who, especially if they speak Ebonics, right, is to ask them what it's like not growing up with a father. Now, this is something that has happened on many, many occasions, and it's always, I've not witnessed it one time to where it was someone who wasn't black, right?
Tom, can I say something?
After I'm done. And this has happened just as recently. I think there's a Discord field trip number 3, and then there was an incident where it happened less than a week ago. That happened. There was another time I was listening, not recording. It happened 2 times. That's just off my memory. I personally witnessed.
Concrete knows about the one that happened last week. We asked him to go talk to him.
Yeah, but you're not going to forget easily, are you?
Okay, hold on. Let me just finish.
Sit there basically.
Just let Tom finish, man. He's almost done.
I thought he's finished. He's
just
stopped,
shut up.
man.
I'm not finished. Just shut up. Okay, so also you add to that, he's like extremely against BLM. There's videos that I have where he's ranting and raving about BLM. He completely denies that there's any kind of institutional discrimination against black people. He's on record as saying that. He also is on record as making jokes when they were sitting there watching black people looting in Minnesota. He made jokes about that no one will take the Father's Day cards. And as was said, Tim the Toolman also joined in saying that the work boots would still be there, right? Let's see, what else?
Tom, real quick, when you mentioned the work boots and the Father's Day cards, something that Concrete was willing to back up from Bacon is that all that was being cited were the statistics on blacks. So it wasn't bigotry, it was just facts.
Well, they were watching videos of black protesters. And kind of the weirdest one, which is kind of like,
I mean, you're putting them together like they're all
can you
one
shut
thing,
up,
but these are
dude?
separate
Dude, can you shut up?
incidences.
I was before you anyway.
One of them's
up.
been
Come on, he
previously.
needs time to give his diatribe, guys. Come on.
Foxy, you're poorly moderating again. Just let it go, man.
Look, don't talk about poor moderation.
Just shut up.
Go on, Tom.
Just shut
Go
up.
on, Tom. I'm trying to let you go. Stop complaining.
Just stop talking.
Why don't you just start talking about the subject?
Can you just
How
mute
about
him?
that?
Can you just mute him, Black?
Fox, shut up.
Is this like a lecture or something? Like,
Okay, just
I
get
don't
the point
understand.
out. Just get the
Yeah, he's basically strawmanning.
So and then the last thing I would mention.
Don't know what a straw man is.
And then the last thing I would mention.
Duff's position is strawmanning.
Shut up. Shut up.
It can't be a straw man.
You don't know what a straw man is. Just shut up because you make yourself look stupid.
Strawmanning Duff's position.
Oh my god. Just
Hey, Blackout, are you here? Can you please deal with Foxy
What
for
is
15
going
seconds?
on? Blackout, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Just mute him while other people are trying to talk.
I've not done
I'm begging you.
Just finish what you're saying.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, you
Shut up!
Yo, Foxy, stop talking and he'll finish.
This
So the
guy
last
clearly
thing
doesn't want to speak.
The last thing I would mention is that Darth has said that he subscribes to multiple police cam YouTube channels, and I think it's probably the case that most of these videos are with people of color, and He once actually played one of them to describe how he would treat people like as a moderator, and he played a video of a black person getting shot in the chest and dying, and he laughed and seemingly was gleeful about it. He gets an incredible sense of satisfaction from punishment. And is it a coincidence that all these people, or most of them, are black? Maybe.
Okay, can I say this, Tom?
That sounds like more gossip than anything.
Okay, thank you. So
No, that's gossip. Shut up.
Well,
Go
so
ahead,
thank you. The black kid who Tom, you're saying kept saying the N-word. If Darth would have repeated one of the phrases that the black kid said, that might have been a little more acceptable, possibly, because then it would have been more obviously mockery. But he didn't. He said the. So he was identifying that individual and calling him the N-word.
Yeah, it is a little different than
Yeah,
him like saying the
and-
phrase like
and-
you said. He
and to
actually
be
like
honest,
was
at the end,
yeah.
Like I would,
yeah,
I
at the
would
end of the day,
believe
Tom
that
would
he
agree
may
that he
have
has a
some
bias. So yeah, that's fine.
inclinations towards that because of some of his political views. Because some of the political views, at least that I've heard, tend to be that way. But I don't think it's a good idea to talk about people behind their backs.
Oh, God. No one's talking about him behind his back. No one is talking about him behind his back.
Hold on.
Right,
We couldn't talk about him if he was here.
Yeah,
None of
If
us
Darth
would
was
have the
if Darth was in a
ability.
room, he would mute everybody.
I'm on his shit list.
Don't overtalk me.
I'm on his shit list specifically because this is the only thing I will talk to him about is his racism.
Wow.
Yeah, Darth is,
So-
he deserves to be slandered anyways, honestly.
Tom, did you block
listen.
me in DMs?
The strange thing is like the
probably.
Aw, poor baby.
Concrete. I'm just curious, man. Like Concrete. Like in all seriousness, like when you had an issue with Gus, I was like, because I was just new to that server and that issue. It's like, well, man, maybe Concrete has a point.
You weren't in
and
the
if you have
server
an
then.
issue.
You weren't
no,
in the server.
I was in when you came back. I'm not talking about the first time. When you came back to the server and Gus said that. I was new to the server. I heard that. So the point very simply, right, is when you and Gus had that issue, I'm like, well, damn, you know what? Maybe he has a point here. But what's strange to me is where's the disconnect between the Gus call out and the Darth Dawkins call out you should be readily making. Right? After all this evidence, imagine real quick, I'll be done in 10 seconds. Imagine if all of this evidence was like on some Matthew McConaughey A Time to Kill shit, right? He just flips the race. He flips the identity. Imagine if Gus, I'll be done in 7 seconds, you stupid bitch. Hold on, man. Imagine if everything, just to drive it home. Shut up, man. Imagine if everything was flipped to Gus, you would feel a different type of way.
Shit towards you.
Well, go ahead, you stupid bitch. Let me just finish. So the point very simply is, imagine if Gus was speaking as loquaciously as Darth Dawkins was. Would you feel the same way about Gus as you do Darth Dawkins?
Look, so unfortunately for you, because you're such a simple thinker, this is my first time hearing the cumulative argument against Gus.
No, you heard it last night.
Man, you heard it last night.
You heard it last night.
You heard it last night, bro. You lied.
He gave an exhaustive amount of MP3s.
Why don't you shut
Concrete.
up? You hate being overtalked.
Yeah,
You
let's-
overtalk
Concrete.
every fucking word.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
Look, I can easily tell you the difference between Gus and Darth, and it's very simple. Gus came directly at me in the heat of a moment, right? Thugga motherfucker. Darth has never done that shit to me. Now, had Darth come at me in that manner, then you see the same fucking reaction, dumb bitch.
So
Wait,
nobody can be racist unless they're racist towards you.
Is that what you figured out, you dummy?
Hold on.
Is that what you figured out, dummy?
Just to interject. By that standard, because Luke, hold on. By that standard, because Lucas never came at me that way, and Lucas never came at Sam that way, then Lucas should be fine, right? You shouldn't bring him up at all, but you did anyway.
You've already established that you're friends with a racist. That's cool.
You already established that you're a bigot, and then you tried to de-establish it last night.
Okay, but we found that your understanding. We found that your understanding of bigotry just doesn't apply to me. Or the actual.
It does apply. All right. Look. Am I taking crazy pills, or he's not making sense?
Let me better say it. We found that the actual word, the actual meaning of bigotry, does not apply to me. What applies to me is your fucking figment of your imagination of bigot.
What do you think about the trannies, Concrete?
No,
You literally called yourself a bigot last night. What are you talking about? You said
wait,
you
okay, look, and Concrete,
I'm a
like,
bigot,
dude,
I'm a racist, I'm a misogynist,
Concrete,
I'm all
Concrete,
the things that you want me to be. Do you get it now?
No, wait, Concrete.
Do you get
Concrete,
it now,
here's
Wolf?
the issue. Concrete, here's the issue. It's not that Redman song where he's like, I'll be
Yo,
that
does
thing.
anybody
The
else
issue
talk
here.
besides Nelson? Do y'all really like
All
hearing
right,
Nelson
does
say
anyone,
every
anyone else
fucking
can make the
sentence?
point? Go ahead.
But to be honest,
You're
can't
right.
you just
Anyone else
like
make the point?
can't you let Concrete finish his points and stuff? I mean, it's a bit crazy. You're shouting over him constantly. It's giving me an earache.
Like they were shouting over us?
Like you were doing them,
Foxy, you're
like
just
you
a
were
bad
doing to
mod,
me.
Foxy. You're
I
just
think
dumb,
we
man.
can all
I
do
did-
better
I
to have
didn't-
a more civil conversation in a room with like 80 people in it.
Right.
I didn't interrupt anybody.
I'm just saying,
You
we can all do
interrupted
better.
me.
Let's not
I
point
select-
fingers. We can do better.
And that's the problem.
Look, I selected an optimal time given the
You think
situation.
very
And people
time
that
got
don't
to
care
start
about being rude start over talking constantly, right? So
I'm pretty sure.
Terrible at this. Just know that.
Pretty sure Nelson started this whole entire conversation, so he should have like priority to like speak.
I
Whenever
agree. I agree with that. If people, yeah, but he was
Why
talking
should
over
Nelson
quite a lot.
have priority?
Well, no, I mean, Foxy, to be honest, like,
Nelson is trying. Look, so here's the crux of what's happening with Nelson's dumbass. Nelson is saying, "Hey, Concrete, we got a recording of Darth, which Tom admits, and I don't know if anybody else would admit, sounds like mocking of somebody." Now, that's all I've said about that incident, right?
But not racism.
That's all I've said about that incident. Sounds like he's mocking somebody, and admittedly, Nelson is friends with a real racist, like a constant, everyday, no ambiguity.
Are we still talking about Luca, bro?
Like every fucking day, right? He makes
Why
the monkey
are
noises.
you on Luca's dick every
He makes
day?
the monkey noises, says the chimpanzee, says the subhuman. I mean, every fucking day, not just towards me, right? But other human beings of a persuasion. Now, Nelson is okay with that. Nelson is homies with Luca. They banter about and they giggle and they touch butts. Now, I don't understand what the outrage is. If you're friends with a racist, then why are you bothering me for not calling Darth a racist for that incident?
Okay. So the strange thing is just point by point, right? So right off the gate, when you mentioned that Tom said that video alone was what, just Darth just mocking somebody, and Tom mentioned that last night.
Look,
right?
I said.
I just Tom like the. Oh, go ahead. You want to say something?
I'm just gonna say, look, I just said that I wouldn't put it as the keystone to the argument.
Exactly. It wouldn't be Exhibit A.
Yeah, but that's what you presented.
And then here's the beauty. Hold on, Concrete. Hold on, Concrete. Hold on. Concrete, hold on. Stop, Concrete. Stop.
Why don't you ever listen, you fucking weirdo?
Wait, Concrete. I have listened. Just shut up and you listen now, right? I understand that we use that as an Exhibit A, right? And you and Tom would both go, well, I mean, the difference is Tom would go, that wouldn't be an Exhibit A. But let's do this, right? Let's just say if you and Tom were in a room, right, and we were to go, hey, by this video period, given the context, is this person a racist piece of shit, right? Both of you would probably go no, because the given context is X, Y, and Z. Maybe the person was using that word on a regular basis, and they decided to mock that person off the strength of that word. But given all of the other evidence, the evidence that Tom, the PhD expert witness, has on Darth Dawkins, Tom would go, yes, this person is certainly a racist. And given that mockery, it was probably predicated on that exact bias. Would you say the same?
You're not addressing this issue, dude. You're not addressing the question.
Hold on, stop. Taser, respectfully, just fall back real quick. Concrete, would you say the same? Am I disconnected or is this just silence?
He's gonna fight answering these kinds of questions. You were asked a question, but you just
why don't you all just
fair.
wait
You should
till
answer
he's
the question and
here
then ask whatever it is
and bring it to him in a Christian way, since he is a Christian? What Matthew would call, I believe it's Matthew 11.
Honestly, the other dude who's talking soft spoken, like please just be quiet, man. Please just be quiet.
Hold on. Well, actually, I would agree with you, Nelson, but what that person said was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
It was true as well. You should.
So hold on a second. It's too bad your microphone is really, really awful. But I think the suggestion by, I believe, Tittle something was to compile this evidence and bring it to Darth in a Christian way. Is that what you're recommending?
Well, yes, because that's the most likely way to listen. If he says he is a believer, then he'll listen and call them. He'll listen.
No, that's some bullshit.
Should.
So that's predicated on good faith. That's
If
predicated
Darth
on
was
good
here,
faith
Well, that is
conversation.
because
30% of the
if
room
he
would be
doesn't,
muted.
then he would call. If he doesn't, if he ignores it, then you don't have to associate with him anymore. As simple as that.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, you're right, Tom. Just go ahead and have a good faith convo with Darth. You're right. Yeah.
That's impossible.
Okay, no. What I'm saying is everyone who has an issue, either at him in the comments, mute you, or say something aloud like this is an issue, and if he has a problem with it, if he doesn't respond in the right way, what I'm trying to say is that if he dismisses it in any way, shape, or form, just don't associate with him. You're not required to associate with anybody. And in the Bible, what it does say is that and this is more specifically within defense, it says, first, you go to the person privately. And if he doesn't listen to your DMs, then you go to the person with witnesses, this chat. Then you bring it before the whole church. And this is not really a church, but it's still the right thing to do, to just bring it before everybody and speak your concerns.
Go ahead.
If they don't listen to you,
But it's weird.
if they don't listen to you, then you don't
weird
associate with them.
But it's weird if they ever were to bring their concerns to Darth about racism, if there's a racist amongst their group, right? If there's rampant racism amongst their group,
that doesn't matter.
it would be weird to bring that charge against Darth. So in the atheist community, we have Dog, who repeatedly makes fucking monkey noises. We have Luca, who repeatedly makes monkey noises, and we have Nearly making monkey noises.
That's true.
I mean, we have all of this racism within the atheist community that everyone seems to be okay with.
Where's the people? Wait, where's the people saying that they're not racist?
Why are you? How the fuck? It's like why do you have a racist with a pitchfork going to somebody's house about racism?
It's just crazy. I have Luca local muted. I have Dog.
Anyone who here says that they believe
you're
in
not the
Bible,
atheist community.
You're agreeing with.
That's what it's.
Yeah, I'd agree that they're racist.
What? That they're racist?
He's racist as fuck. I mean, you're not gonna fucking deny it.
It doesn't matter what the charge is.
Okay, Nelson, are you gonna
deny it? It does. It's called hypocrisy.
They both already affirmed it.
See, this is why you need the church.
No. There's no hypocrisy. I mean, if they're calling him a racist and he isn't racist, you're the one who doesn't want to call Darth Dawkins a racist, whether he is a fucking racist, man.
I love you, Tasteless. I love you, bro.
I'm the racist.
No. Darth Dawkins is a fucking racist, and you refuse to call him out.
No, I don't. I don't have a problem if you were to present evidence of him being racist that was overwhelming, right?
If you
now, what has happened thus far? What has happened thus far is Tom has given his personal recollection. I mean, we have to take that with a grain of salt. We know Tom has a vendetta against him or whatever. Number one, number two, the recording that I heard sounded like somebody mocking. Now, if it's the case, and I'm not saying that he doesn't say inflammatory things. I'm not saying he's a piece of shit. But if it's the case that he is a racist and he says and he's dumb enough to let everybody know, like how Luca does, how Dog does, then yeah, he should be called out. How fucking Corsi does, then yeah, he should be called the fuck out. It's not that hard.
Let me get off Luca's dick enough.
So you are
saying that he's a racist
to actually know whether he hates other group of people. But my question to you is, I mean, even if you were saying, okay, people can act like that in a way that it is mockery or whatever. Do you think it's cool to do that? Like, do you think it's cool for Darth?
Is it cool?
He might
That's
not
another
be a
question.
racist.
Is it cool is a different question. And the answer.
He's asking that question now.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's quite clear that Concrete's saying he doesn't believe the things that these guys are bringing forward. The charge laid against Darth is true.
Yeah, it was recorded.
But that doesn't matter because he believes it in other people.
It's out of context, and he's saying that the people that are bringing the charge, right, are hypocrites as well.
Who cares? Why would that matter?
Yeah,
because they're hypocrites. So yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Look, doesn't matter if like Stalin said that Hitler is a genocider, right? And he shouldn't point out genocide. Does that mean Stalin isn't? What the fuck are you even talking about?
He's not really in a
Hypocrisy doesn't undermine
He's
the
not really
validity
in a
of
position to take the high ground, is he?
No.
Well,
He's
but
not
that
That's like a
doesn't matter to the
literal.
claim.
That's like a literal two okay. He's literally saying like it's not racist because like you guys are okay with some racist friends or something like that.
Yeah, it is
No,
not
he's
about the
saying
listen,
that
man.
you're
can continue to
holding
hang
this
out with
person to a
Darth.
standard
You can
you don't
continue
hold
to
to
praise him.
yourself.
Listen, man. You
Who
can
are you
continue to
speaking
praise
to?
him,
Even if that were true,
hang
like,
out
I
with
think he's
him,
talking
and-
for concrete.
But you cannot refuse. He said that the guy acts like a racist. You cannot refute that, right? So all we want is for you to
Who
accept
acts
that,
like a
and then you
racist?
can continue to praise him and suck his fucking dick if you want to, right? But don't fucking be
Wow,
dishonest
what the fuck
and
is
say,
wrong
"Oh
with these
no,
people?
listen, he has not done so," because we heard it, right? So don't fucking be dishonest and just accept the fucking facts.
Do you think that Trudeau's racist?
Oh yeah, hard line, easy.
Yeah, you think that Justin Trudeau's a racist? That's what you're going.
Why?
with?
Because he did blackface one time. Is that what you're
He
talking
did
about?
blackface. Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
just-
god.
Do you
Do
think
you
he's
think he's a
racist,
racist?
Foxy?
I think that doing blackface is pretty fucked up.
Why are
yeah.
we getting off the subject? Though? Are we done with the concrete thing? Have we reached a verdict?
you guys are letting him. That's
I do
all.
want to say one more
Like,
thing.
dude, look, we don't have to talk about Justin Trudeau. Let's just talk about the people we know.
I want to say, like, earlier when I said that if Darth repeated one of the kids' quotes and used the N-word, that would be excusable. I didn't mean it would be completely excusable. It would still be debatably inappropriate.
Wow.
Just wanted to
What
clear that
What do
up.
you think explains? What do you think explains why, like, you know, a dozen times, Foxy, he's only told people that sound like young black males some kind of comment about what it's like growing up without a father. Why do you think that is?
He said the
Depends on
same
the
thing to me.
context. Wow.
Who's that?
Wow.
Who
Yeah,
said
he
that?
said the same shit to me, Foxy.
Also, listen, honestly, dude, as a black male, you sound like a black male, and that's the point. That's the point.
Look, he said to me about you know, fatherlessness and
You don't
stuff
have
like
a father, isn't it? You don't have a father, isn't it?
Well, he didn't say that. He speaks in an American accent.
What did he say to you?
He said you know, it seems like essentially, you know, you've got some issues accepting authority and stuff like that. You have strong father figure.
Yeah, that's
up.
a different. That's a different sense of not growing up without a
Also,
father.
Tom, you
Yeah,
notice
at
that
least-
he established all that criteria, like you can establish authority, blah blah. He probably said something else. When it came to the blacks, he just said you're just a fatherless nigga, essentially. Right? You didn't need all that other criteria.
That's such a straw man.
I mean, I say that to everybody, and no one's ever called me a racist. I say that to
Well,
every.
that's because you're just an idiot and people don't even care to mention you. But anyways,
And you're
Probably always
Haitian.
saying inappropriate shit, and people
If you mention that,
What are you guys
if you
discussing?
mention that you're watching a film with a male lead in this server, then people will mention that you've got daddy issues.
Wait, hold on. So, Tasteless, you still there? Because I want to address really what's going on here. Because there's multiple layers to actually what's happening. Tasteless, you
Okay,
there?
man. Yeah, I'm here. Right? I'm
All right,
listening,
here.
Concrete.
Peel back those layers.
So whatever apprehension you might detect in my answers or non-answers is for the stated reason that these people really don't care, right? They're not really racial warriors trying to root out injustice, right? Because Luca is an
that
active
doesn't
member.
matter.
Luca is an active member of their community. Dog is an active member of their community, and they exhibit racist behavior every.
At least they called them out, though.
Every fucking
People call him
Don't pause with this.
right?
Tasteless, don't pause with this.
Every
Keep going.
fucking single day, they exhibit racist behaviors, and then they go back to having conversations as if nothing occurred, right? So these people really aren't social justice warriors in that regard.
Concrete, let Tasteless
that they
speak.
aren't
Concrete, let Tasteless
tolerant.
speak. Shut up.
That they aren't tolerant towards the behavior. what's happening is they're just trying to sow division among Christians, right? Which is their only MO in this endeavor. The only thing they're here
Okay,
to
let
do
Conquer let
is
Taser
sow
speak now.
division and to bring Darth down in any way, shape, or form. So
Exactly.
my goal is to not be a pawn
Agreed.
in their scheme, right? So if it's the
Okay,
case
man,
that they
you're so
want me to be,
long-winded. Shut
if
up.
it's the
Let
case
Taser
that they
speak.
want me to be divisive towards Darth, whatever his bad behaviors is, I'm gonna take my time before I would do that because I'm not interested in being their pawn. Now here's another thing.
You
If
said
it's the
this like
case
3 times.
that they can make,
Another
if
thing.
it's the
Hold on. Can we
case,
get moderation? Can we
if
please
it's
get
the
Let
case,
moderation?
him
Just shut the
finish.
if
fuck
it's the
up. We
case
We have
can't
This is
hear
70
you.
people in this
constantly
if
what
it's the
room.
case that
Concrete
they can
does.
make
He
an open
loves to fucking rape the mic.
This is concrete.
You should let him finish. He's making good points
We
here.
no, Foxy. We have 70 people. Listen, Foxy. We have 70 people in this room. He's
Your
repeating
talking's not
himself. Just
helping.
move on.
Your
No, no,
talking's
yeah.
not
You
So
get
if it's the
one
case,
point.
You're
look,
like
if
come
it's
on.
the
too
case that
biased
they
to
Let's
make
let
a
moderate,
clear,
Foxy.
Concrete finish, then we can move
Absolutely.
on.
if it's the
Just
case
shut
that
up
they
and
can
let
make,
Concrete finish, then we can move on, okay?
We've got 30
Until
minutes.
Concrete's
Yeah.
done,
Say
it's going to carry
say what
on.
you were gonna say
So
30 more
Concrete,
times,
please go.
We'll be here
Concrete.
for a fucking hour.
Sorry
Why
about
yeah,
it.
doesn't
if
why
it's
doesn't
the
somebody
case that they can
why
make,
doesn't somebody
I don't know
moderate
why they're
who's
not
not a
getting just
moderator?
muted.
He's done now.
They
Why
don't
doesn't
even
somebody
deserve
moderate who's not a
charity.
moderator?
Anyway,
I
so
got my
if it's the
skin in the
case,
game.
if it's the case that they can make a
Wow.
clear cut case
Wow.
of Darth being a racist, I have no problem with acknowledging the reality of the situation. I
What?
have the need to deny the truth of a situation.
Quite simply.
Okay, concrete. Can I answer then?
Yeah, go
Listen,
for it.
it is understandable, dude. Your position, I understand it perfectly. I understand that you're acting in a tribal manner. That's fine. I understand you want to defend them because you see this as an attack of the atheist on the, Christian community. I agree with you. I understand your position, right? But there is no, I mean, you cannot be like you can actually call things as they are without you denying or taking anything from Darth in the other way. Like in this particular instance, right? If he's acting like that, dude, and it is wrong, you can call him out, no problem. It is not that it is going to affect your philosophical positions on Dart, right? But there's something that it is very clear when it comes to his behavior that I think that it would be in your best interest, and even in the community's interest, right, to acknowledge this, and maybe Dart can even change his behavior, right? But if you refuse to accept clear instances of him misbehaving like that, right, then you as a community, as a Christian community, you lose ground, moral ground, right? And that
Yeah,
is not cool, right?
yeah, Tasers,
So
look, I'm
that's me,
well
man.
aware of the consequences of
Wait,
turning a
Tasers, are
blind.
you done?
I'm well aware of of the
Yeah.
consequences of turning a blind eye to bad behavior. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is being used as a tool to bludgeon Darth. That's all that's occurring right now. Now, if it's the case that they make an incontrovertible case about him being a racist, that will be the situation at hand.
Speak
But
after Concrete.
what's happening is the mob of racists is going out look and trying to start a fight about racism, right? The mob of tolerant racists are going out
Let me
saying
go
Darth
after
is a
Concrete. Let me go after
racist.
Concrete.
That's the weird thing. And what another thing, Tastes, I want to point out that you might not see because you seem to have a blind eye as well, is when we talk about Trump being a racist, you couldn't imagine that to ever be the case, right? And we can give you evidence upon evidence upon evidence upon evidence, and you would refuse to call Trump a racist. So I don't know why you're preaching to me about turning a blind eye and the
Go
consequences
quiet
of
again.
turning a blind eye when you yourself is in the midst of a blind eye with regards to Trump. And
Okay,
I
okay,
have
wait, hold
no
on. So
blind eye with Darth.
I agree with you, concrete.
wait,
Listen,
I just want to mention these points to Tasteless. Like as soon as you're done talking, he's just gonna go. He's just gonna go off again. So let me just say this, and you
no,
speak.
that's fine.
So
That's fine. Listen. Okay, go ahead.
okay, so like the beauty is he mentioned the gaggle of racists, right? And I want to address that. But before that, he mentioned just hand waving everything you had to say in two different ways. The first way being he just goes, well, no, you agree with me that, you can say that these are atheists and I'm a Christian and there's a Christian atheist partisan line. But as soon as Concrete goes into his particular issue with what we're saying, he can't help but leave the atheist Christian thing in there, right? He can't just go that if I believe such and such is a racist, then Darth is a racist. No, they're a racist, but Darth I can't speak on because of the atheist. And then the other thing is when he talks about these gaggle of atheists that are racist, right? Tom just last night wanted an atheist muted, Sam specifically, because Sam was saying something that was on the level in regard to the server, right? Sam said that Concrete was acting like a dumb nigga. Now that is okay in the server, but when we were in Rebel Base, Tom said, Sam, you're muted for that specific infraction. Right now, if Tom was just like a leader of race, and you were there when you were there. So if Tom was just a leader of races, he'd have said, "Yeah, Sam, tell him how it is," because he's this Christian piece of shit. He didn't do that, right? And Tom couldn't mute, right? So it was probably I didn't mute Sam, so it was Snugs or someone else. The point is, Tom isn't leading a merry band of racists. And the third point that doesn't make any sense at all is that when Concrete goes, that these people proceed to talk to you about the racism, but then you defended Trump in regards to his racism. What does that have to do with Darth Dawkins' racism? He's doing the same thing to you that he's doing to us. He can't defend Darth. He can't defend his position. So he has to try and attack you personally. It's stupid.
So what did we learn, boys?
No. Can I address Concrete?
The moral of the story.
Go ahead.
The moral of the story is that
This is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this is absolutely terrible, right? So you guys are saying Darth's a racist, right? Concrete's saying, like, I don't necessarily agree with you. I don't believe the footage that you're putting out and stuff like that.
Can Tasteless go ahead?
Is in context, and then you guys are just bitching because
And
he's
Tasteless,
saying,
go ahead. You're a moderator. Act like a moderator. Tasteless, go
I am
ahead.
a moderator. Yeah, who are you? And I'll mute you.
No, but Tasteless, I'm saying the dude, just act accordingly. Let Tasteless speak.
I won't take long.
Why don't you
dude.
actually
so
moderate?
Concrete, I agree with you and what you said and the way you frame it and the way you understand it. I understand the reasons why you're trying to defend them, and I understand why you're denying this fact.
It's not a
And I understand
defense. Sorry.
You accuse me. You're saying if you were in my position, you would do the same thing. I understand that, right? But
Wait, hold on,
wouldn't.
Tasteless. You said a defense. I didn't say I would defend it.
He can't even let you finish, Tasteless.
Shut up, you
No, that's
crybaby
fine.
bitch.
That's fine. I understand your position, Concrete, and I understand it is not a nice position. But according to my view, maybe, right? These facts are clear, and I know. Listen, I don't have anything. You know this. I don't have anything against Darth Dawkins. I understand the guy, and I like the guy, and I like his philosophical positions, and I am pro-theism, and you know this, right? I don't have anything. Like I am not of the on the same group of Tom, and I recognize whatever it is that you're saying. That those guys, many in that community, are fucking racist as fuck. And all that community, in fact, they are bigoted, right? And they have done so to me as well, right? But I am the one, right? Not telling you, right, outside of that community that I see these facts, and I don't see any problem calling him out on that. And it has nothing to do with attacking him or Christian church or whatever, right? The Christian position or whatever, right? It is just, to me, it is clear. But if you don't feel that it's clear, man, that's fine. I respect you. But to everyone, it is fucking clear, and I don't think.
No, don't look, Tasteless. You've been
Is it
around
like
Darth.
a tribal affiliation thing?
Tasteless, you've been around Darth. You have a different body of evidence that you rely upon in order to make your judgments. Now, again, I wasn't in the room. They played the recording. The recording sounded like somebody that was mocking somebody else. That was my impression at first blush. It was later confirmed that I was correct. That the person that he was talking to was using that language, and he repeated the language that was being used. Now, if you think that that is indicative of racism by itself, then I would love to hear the argument for it. Now, what it sounds like is mockery and an attempt to be edgy, inflammatory, whatever. Doesn't say he thinks black people are inferior because they're black. Now, even if it were the case that he criticized the behavior of the Black American community, everyone has done so, including black people. Black people will tell you that they think that there are some behaviors that are a part of the culture that shouldn't be a part of the culture, and how you deal with it or how you use it could be either in a understanding way or it could be in an inflammatory, caustic way. Now, I'm not saying Darth isn't caustic. I'm not saying he's not inflammatory in the same way that Rush Limbaugh is, the same way that a lot of conservative talking heads are. But they do so by walking the line, treading the line between being factual, statistically, and being inflammatory and being racist, right? They tread that line, and that's intentional. They're intending to fucking provoke you to the point of being alarmed that you make false accusations. Once you make false accusations, they will highlight the fact that they were only mocking the person that had already used the language. Now you're in the position of having misrepresented what they said and why they said it, and you have thus diminished yourself. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. These people have no leg
Oh
to
my
stand
god!
on,
How long
and
are
nor
you
do
gonna?
you.
How long are you gonna
Nor
talk,
do
bro?
you, Tasteless. You don't have a leg to stand on with your attitudes
He never
towards Trump.
finishes if you keep saying that.
You get it?
Yes.
All right,
This is intentional.
Before I really quickly, I just remembered another thing that's concrete. He oftentimes, when referring to like indigenous peoples or something like that, refers to them as spear chuckers.
Yeah, that all
I've never
qualifies as
heard anything
inflammatory
like
language
Here's-
meant to provoke
Yikes.
Not a fox. Not a fox. Here's the
and
weird
straddles.
thing. Can you stop? Jeez. Listen, Foxy. Here's the
Can't
thing.
you stop? Why do we need your running commentary on this? We're trying
Because
to
it's
listen
more
to
interesting than
Nelson.
yours. Listen.
I don't think it is really. We're trying to listen to Nelson go at it with concrete on apparently Darth being a racist because you've offered up some video that was taken out of context. You've offered up some audio footage of him being that's been taken out of context.
I made a cumulative case. Why are you focusing on
it's
one
quite
thing?
clear. It's pretty simple what's happened here, right? You guys have offered this up, said he's a racist. He says, no, I don't agree with you necessarily. I wasn't there for it, yada, yada. You know, I've asked about it seems to be in line with my first impression. You guys are idiots, basically.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
that's
that's
right.
fine.
This
Listen,
was
wow,
listen,
amazing
listen.
moderation. Thank you so much for facilitating the
Let
conversation.
me please speak. Listen, when I said
don't-
that he oftentimes refers to indigenous peoples, right, as spear chuckers, your reaction was, "I've
Wow.
never heard that." That right? That
I've
that
never heard
seems
that, no.
that seems to imply that it's significant if it were true that he said that. Is it? Because I don't think it would be for you.
Well, I'm not being funny, Tom. I'm one of the few people that could probably say that they've listened to more Darth than you, right? I've never heard him say that.
Okay,
I
and
think
if
you're
I am
lying.
able to provide,
Answer
a
the
clip of him
question.
saying that, then what? Is it going to change anything for you? Because I think no.
I mean, it depends on the context. I think that if somebody's like, "Oh, look,"
If he refers to
there's a
like
bunch
indigenous people of
Japanese
Africa
out
as
there,
or South
they've got the
America,
will of samurais.
He's not even listening to you.
Nobody
Foxy,
would
if a tree
find
falls
that
in the
offensive.
forest and you're not there to hear it, does it still make a sound?
Look, at the end of the day, if you say, look, these Japanese people showed the spirit of the samurai in that last.
Is he babbling about?
In that last endeavor, right?
He was referring to them.
That wouldn't be offensive. Please shut up. That wouldn't be offensive. Okay.
The context is usually in reference. I'm going to tell you the context.
You're obviously not listening.
The context is typically it's
like
usually
that.
within the context of him talking about people with having the knowledge of God, right? As we all know, Darth says that all people know that God exists, and he will say in a context like this, he'll say even spear chuckers in the Amazon or somewhere in Africa. Okay, do you understand the context now?
I've heard him actually say that in context that medieval people or what would you call, sorry, not medieval, but like maybe medieval, but like cavemen and stuff like that. I've heard him say that, but I've never heard him say it in regards to a particular race of people.
So
I think that you're taking him out of context.
This conversation for several now, and I think what I'm getting at here is that from my interactions with Darth, just
and the spear chucker is just a hunter and gatherer. They're just hunters and gatherers.
The lack of
wow
that I see displayed by him and a lot of people who follow him in his room and stuff is just really appalling. And I think, like in regards to him being
You're just claiming we've done something wrong. Like, have you got any evidence?
What I'm saying though is that with his demeanor and his character, I think one of his
this person's irrelevant. I don't even know who this person
when he's
is.
talking to
Just
people,
mute him, man.
Tom,
Yeah,
here's
I
what you
don't
do.
know how it is here. I don't
Other
know if
people can't
Blackout's
speak?
here or
Other
who's
people can't
handling this
speak?
one.
1984.
It's 1984 in this.
exactly.
For real.
So, from my interactions with Darth, I think that a common character flaw that I see when I interact with
Nobody cares. Nobody cares, buddy.
We don't care
Going
about
on,
you,
Bart.
Bart.
Just don't
Look,
run
you've
off
already
the
heard me
conversation.
say,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
okay, so you think
What is
Darth's a
all this
racist.
the idea
obstruction,
that
man?
he can't self
Okay,
What's
so
the
you
character
guys
flaw you think about
you-
Arnold?
the way he interacts with people.
Look, I mean, we've got to stop this. We've got to stop this. Stop, guys.
So,
Right. So
what
this
I'm
is
saying,
it.
what
Right.
I'm
We've
saying
heard.
interacting
We
with
have
him
heard
is,
that you don't like Darth and that you claim that he's a racist,
well,
and we don't
everybody
agree
gets a
with you.
chance to speak here.
Is there? Is there any? Is
Dialogue, not
there?
a monologue.
No,
Is
you
there,
don't get to speak,
well,
buddy.
actually, it is
Yeah,
my
this is a
room,
dialogue, not a
technically.
monologue.
I'm letting you talk, right? I'm not stopping you.
Well,
I'm
then
just trying to
stop.
get this conversation back on track here, right? So this
Yeah,
is it,
well,
right?
we're
We've
talking
heard.
about-
We don't need a repetition after repetition of the fact that you guys think that Darth is bad. Whatever.
Repetition.
The fact that Darth, right, has upset you for whatever reason, right?
Don't be
If you've
repetitious,
not got,
okay?
if you've not got, I said repetition.
In regards,
right?
yes, in regards to Darth,
So
yeah,
so let me finish, otherwise I'll mute you.
Just let him
right?
finish. It'll just like
Yeah,
be
you got
easier.
let
Foxy, I can't hear
finish.
Arnold. You're talking too loud.
Let me finish. Let me
Just
finish.
mute Arnold, man.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna mute
but
people if we carry on like this.
with
It's
Darth's
ridiculous.
character, it's
No, I'm not letting you go. You can't overtalk me when I'm moderating the conversation and trying to get it back on track.
Gonna kill the
This guy's an
conversation.
idiot.
You're a terrible moderator.
And it's
That's
Omar. It's Omar.
You don't want to give him that power, that avenue where he can use his power to abuse people. And
Oh, Foxy,
So
I was
look,
listening to
this is
that.
it, right? Yeah, so this is it, right? What I'm sick of already is that basically, you guys have basically been repeating the same crap over and over again. Okay, so you don't like Darth, you think he's called people spear chuckers, you think he dropped an N-bomb one time, but we don't agree with you. You can't just keep saying, oh, you're horrible people because you agree with Darth. Right? Either
Foxy,
come
you
with some
suck.
evidence that actually backs up with your position, right? Or something
Weird.
fresh.
The sloppy dick sucking noises almost sound like language.
Try and come up with something fresh.
Sure,
This
you
is
could.
Foxy, can I
stale
say
at this
something real
point.
quick, Foxy?
You could do that.
Yeah, go
You could
for
do
it.
that.
Go for it. I
All
want to
right,
hear
Foxy.
concrete. Yeah, he's always got something good to say.
Oh yeah, let's just listen to concrete instead of
Yeah, so
actually getting that
here's the
evidence that you were
ironic part,
talking
right?
about.
Here's the ironic part, right? So if we were to take Darth and we would acknowledge and grant him all the bad behavior they want to grant, and then I want you to compare all of Darth's bad behavior, whether perceived, actual, or whatever, just imagination. And I want you to compare that to somebody who actually, on a regular basis, stalks, harasses, records for humiliation purposes, human beings such as Darth, such as John, such as Dionysus, such as all these, such as Kathleen, where their information has been revealed, right, through this person. They are regularly served as fodder for humiliation and ridicule. And this person does it on a regular, everyday basis in a methodical, calculated way every fucking day, right? Now, I want you to think which person is
Stop
the
saying dumb
worst
shit in
person.
10-minute plus
The
unedited
person-
segments.
The person who is actively, purposefully offering up people in their words,
bated breath, who
either
is it?
in context, out of context,
Who
to
is
be
it?
humiliated on the internet, bullied on the internet,
is it?
doxxed on the internet. Who is the more
many times-
nefarious?
how many times are you gonna
person
repeat the same
that
thing?
shouldn't be
Who is it? Who is it? I'm on the edge of my
that shouldn't
seat.
be the spearhead.
It's
so
that
close.
shouldn't
Please tell me
be-
concrete. Who is it?
Come on,
that
tell me,
shouldn't
tell me.
be
Ooh, tell
the
me.
Come on,
spearhead.
please tell me.
He's gonna come. He's
Don't
gonna
let
come
me
when you
mute
say it.
people. He's going to go on longer if you don't just shut up.
You're
Okay.
just gonna
That's
feel
gonna
right. Because you're
He's
the
gonna
most
go.
fucking-
part of the
He's
game.
gonna
It's
go
so
longer if we
fun.
don't.
Because you're the most fucking impotent excuse for a
the
fucking moderator I've ever
spearhead
seen.
of some moral
Well,
outrage,
that's
right?
going to catch you on
The
mute
literal
there.
stalker
That's gonna
is the
catch you
spear.
on mute.
Imagine there's somebody
Still
kidnapped
talking.
in a neighborhood, and the kidnapper
Oh
is
my
out
God.
looking
Who
for
was
the
it? I'm
victim,
never gonna.
right?
God.
I'm never
He's
gonna
saying,
climax this way.
where is the kidnapped victim? A
Concrete just
literal
blue balls me
kidnapper.
here, man. Come on,
Can you
please.
imagine?
Oh no.
Can you?
Look, you've got to stop these noises.
I want you to imagine you're on trial for murder, right?
Jesus
Imagine
Christ.
you're on trial for
Oh
murder,
my
and
God.
your
How long are you
prosecutor,
Shouting over
your
in the background, you're going to
prosecutor.
get muted now. This is ridiculous. Right?
I
I'm
want you to
sorry, but
imagine. I'm gonna say this last point, and I'm done.
Oh my God! Shut up forever.
I want
The
you to
last point's
imagine
gonna be
you're on
like
trial
5
for
more.
murder,
Bite your tongue off,
and your
dude.
prosecutor is fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, O.J. Simpson, and fucking Hitler, right? And they're sitting across from you saying, "What a piece of shit you are for killing that person." Meanwhile, you didn't kill anybody, right? That's what it's like to have Tom being the spearhead of this moral outrage.
I'm not even the spearhead in this situation. That's what's funny.
It's not even about moral outrage. It was just about you admitting it.
Yeah, in the courtroom analogy, Tom is the expert witness. Nelson was giving this to you.
Listen, at the
What
end of the
about
day,
what even if we grant,
everyone-
even if we grant everything that you say about this side of the room, doesn't stop the fact that you're unwilling to admit that Darth is just as dirty.
Okay, that's fine. But listen, at the end of the day, people are gonna still like Darth no matter what. And even if they
That's true.
recognize it,
Yeah.
these very egregious fucking, things that he does, they're gonna just still support him, and that's fine, dude. You can do that. I mean, that's your prerogative. I don't see that.
I
from
agree.
being
Entertaining by all means.
Like you and Trump, right,
At the end of the
Texas?
day, dude. At the end of the day, dude, this is a
All
tribal
he's
war in
saying
your
is
mind.
be consistent.
All I'm saying, yeah. I
Like
mean,
you and
to
Trump,
be
right,
honest with you,
Tasteless?
No.
Like
No,
you
no
and
one's
Trump,
not.
I
No,
Tasteless?
agree with
no one's
Trump
even saying to be
being a
consistent. We're
racist.
just asking Concrete to admit it.
Tasteless, like you and Trump,
No,
right, Tasteless?
I don't
Another
think
whataboutism.
Yeah,
Darth
I
is
know.
racist.
It's just
Make
You
the
guys
case.
have got to stop
whataboutism.
mumbling over the conversation like
You can make the
retards,
case,
please.
Concrete. Listen, I refused.
But Foxy, you're a fucking
But you can
retard.
make the case.
Who was that?
I don't
That's
see
a
any
mute.
problem. And
Foxy,
if you
why
want the
did
case,
you?
Concrete, I would agree. I would agree.
Because
with
you
that
keep
he's a racist.
interrupting.
Foxy,
No. Muted me for laughing. Concrete was going on for 10 minutes.
It doesn't matter. That's
Make
how
the same-
conversations work sometimes.
No, it's not. It is
It
not how
is.
conversations work.
I'm gonna have to, because it's getting ridiculously disruptive. Okay.
Foxy, do you think that like the 5 people who are complaining about your
Tasteless
moderation are all
finish.
wrong?
I think that they are, yes. Okay.
Look, hold on.
Yeah,
hold
let
on.
Tasteless finish, please.
Don't start complaining, otherwise my moderation is going to come into force for
Listen,
sure. I promised you.
Fox.
My moderation is going to come into force real quick. Yeah.
Look, Fox, if you let one person talk for 10 minutes in a conversation, that means that there is no back and forth. That is not how a conversation works. You cannot just allow someone to monologue
Are you
unless it's...
complaining about moderation? Because if you are, then shut up.
No, I'm explaining to you how conversations
he
work.
isn't stupid. He's just biased.
So this is it, right? Concrete was making a point, and you guys are upset because
No,
you can't
he's making a
comprehend-
string of points. It's called discalc.
It's because
He
he's
was
not letting
making a
anyone
point.
talk other than himself. That's
He
why
was
people are getting
making a
upset.
point 6 times.
Stop
The same
interrupting.
point.
He wasn't actually.
Yeah.
What he did.
What
was he was
were
doing
2
a
points
build-up.
he made?
Please stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Maybe we can get back to Concrete's point, and then we can get over this hurdle in the conversation.
Jesus
okay?
Christ, there's more
perfect
I'm
moderation.
fine.
Let's
I'm fine with
everything he
Concrete making a
rehashed.
point.
Excellent. Then shut up. Concrete,
Okay,
I
let
wanna
Tasteless finish his point.
Summarize it. Wrap it up.
Stop me, Coke.
Bro.
Tasteless.
Concrete, mate.
Back to Concrete, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna let him
I
rant
think
for
we
another
should start
10
from
minutes
stage
to say the
1
same
again and
fucking
figure this
thing.
all out.
Look, I'll give a quick summary. This is a world
We don't need a summary. You said the whole same thing 3 times.
Let him, look, we've just asked him to get on point. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is a. Go ahead, bro.
No.
To try to get a few accounts banned from Tom's server, according to doxing. I have all the information. I have the information of the person threatening Kathleen. I have the person
Hey, someone
threatening.
gets Takashi offline.
I have no. I'm serious. I have the person threatening other people from his server. I'm not going to mention
Is
their
that the
names.
topic of conversation?
Now, basically, what Concrete is saying is that it's weird for Tom and his little crew to talk about this moral justice when they themselves,
Nobody's talking about moral
Kathleen is no longer on the internet because she was threatened with her personal information. Can you mute this girl, please? Because she just does not stop. Yeah. So you guys have purposely gotten into people's lives. You gotten into Darth's lives. You getting into other people's personal lives over trolling on the internet, guys.
Bullshit.
Really?
Bullshit. You are
Really?
I don't get into Dark's
Okay.
life. I don't get into
So
Dark's life. I don't know what you're talking
this
about.
is the question here.
Stop
If someone
lying,
has
Bart.
conversation and there's rhetoric in the conversation, he repeats the rhetoric. You guys want to like crucify the guy now? You guys have
So is this what
nothing
we're gonna
else
talk
better
about
to
now?
do?
Yeah.
You have nothing else better to do.
No,
Why don't we
Bart,
go
they
over
are
the
trying to
doxing in your
crucify the
server?
guy.
No, let's
No,
go over the doxing in
Bart,
your
they're not
server.
crucifying them.
There's been
Yo, you
They're not
gotta
trying to
love Bart,
crucify him.
yo. You
five
gotta love
people,
Bart.
5 people in my DMs, literally in my DMs. I could show you all 5 people that have been fully doxed in Tom's server.
Go ahead and
Okay,
record.
but
I don't know what
they
you're
aren't
talking
trying to
about. Go ahead and record
crucify
it.
him.
I actually have
They aren't
reports
trying to
written up.
crucify him.
So I
Go
really
ahead.
don't care
Go
what you have
nuts.
to say.
Go
There
nuts.
was
Bart,
accounts that were
Why
banned.
are we even doing this?
Yo, there
Let's
was
see it.
accounts that were
Let's see it.
banned.
Bart, come on.
There was accounts that were
He's
banned
just trying to
TOS
pivot the
from your
conversation.
server, Tom.
Bart, go
That
ahead.
I
Stop.
personally know about.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Please stop over talking constantly, guys.
Yeah, there's
Some people talk in different ways.
there's
You
like
guys might
3,000 members on my server. I'm sure some of them have been
Yeah,
naughty.
so look, this is it, right? You guys have got to stop over talking, and that includes you, Tom. It's difficult to have a conversation if everybody's just constantly talking over each other. Okay, Barth was making a point. If you guys wanted to respond to that, then you should have waited, put a little pin in it, write it down, got a pen or something, and then come back to Barth. It's crazy that you have to interrupt and interject.
It's actually not crazy. It's how conversation works.
That's not what
Also,
happens.
Barth
in
was
normal
making a pretty
conversation.
serious accusation that he
Spoke-
can't even back
if you
up.
spoke like that to people in normal life, you'd get your head smashed in.
Not my fucking head, son. I don't know who said you're talking
Somebody in
about.
real life like that.
I don't know how to
They
read.
show
What
you where
should I
the
do?
chimney
Come
was.
on, don't let Foxy derail the conversation. Don't take the bait.
Well, the thing is, in real life, who would let someone sit there and repeat an accusation against you 7 times in a row and just keep letting them go on and on and on and making the accusation without letting you respond? Who would do that in real life?
Yeah.
What?
You talking about Nelson?
Nobody's doing
You
that
talking
to
about
you.
Nelson?
Respond.
Really, a lot of these people have not been to an actual party.
Nelson.
Come on, let's
Let's
get
hear the
back on
response.
topic.
Look, we're letting you respond
The
now.
fact
We're
of the matter
waiting
is
for
that
your
whatever
response.
Bart said.
Who's
This is about Bart being. This is about Darth being a racist. Go ahead, Tasteless.
We've already
Look,
done that.
listen,
We've
whatever
moved on to
this guy
Tom being
says,
a hypocrite. That's the conversation.
Foxy, who has the floor now?
Foxy, you're not going to derail this conversation. This is about Darth being a racist.
But actually, it's not.
But
It's
listen,
moved on.
But listen. At the end of the day, I don't think this is about moral outrage. This is about acknowledging facts, right? Now, if you want to be outraged or not, that's your problem. But refusing to accept the facts of the matter, that seems pretty dishonest on your part.
Yeah, there's no fact of the matter about a person's internal system of racism unless you can point, unless you the best you can do is
More
offer
nonsense.
a
Oh my goodness,
justification.
man.
The best you can do is offer
Let him
a
finish.
justification. The best you can do is offer a justification for the belief. You can't say it's a fact, even though you really, 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 really want it to be. I mean, Texas, I'm still waiting for you to explain how, with all the incontrovertible evidence about Trump being a racist, you refuse to call him a racist. Can you explain that?
Well,
More
because I am not.
whataboutism and deflection.
I am not. Listen, I am not aware of those evidence you speak up, and if
Oh
they were presented
shit!
to me, I'm sorry, if they were presented to me,
That was
I
interrupting.
wouldn't go and say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, dude, listen. We don't know about the internal." Listen, man, I wouldn't do that. And it is clear that whatever he has said, it is pretty fucked up, and that's what all we're saying. Whether he's a racist in the way that you conceive of a racist should be or not, that's a different issue. I think that whatever he has said in the way that he has said it, you might find it funny or not, might find it bigoted or not, but you cannot deny he said that. And according to me, it is fucked up. And I would think that if you are a real Christian, you would fucking condemn it too. But if you don't condemn it, it is because you are so tribalist that you are willing to let go these issues in order for you to protect them. And I don't see those.
So
issues.
you're the same person who says you never heard Trump say racist things.
Amen.
You're the same
Foxy.
person saying you never heard Trump say racist things, and you're
Foxy.
preaching
Why
about
are you harping on
tribalism.
Trump?
You're
What is
preaching
he
about
harping on?
acknowledging reality. What's going on,
He's
Tasteless?
like so desperate to change.
Let them
Tasteless,
talk.
what's
Let
going
them
Last time I
on?
checked, Trump
Let
wasn't
Foxy, Seth
president.
has
them
been
talk.
muted
Just
for like
some
10
failed
minutes.
steak salesman.
How many Tuco quiz do you think we'll try? before
Foxy,
we're done
Seth
with
has
this,
been
huh?
muted for
If
like
you
10
get like
minutes.
5 of
Guys,
them in
guys,
a row,
hold on,
Yeah,
guys,
some-
guys. I'm
somebody
begging
un-
I'm
I
begging
think Joy
and
Wolf was
pleading
making
with
a
you.
point.
Just
somebody
let
You
them
guys
talk. I'm
interrupted.
begging you guys.
okay.
Seth has been muted for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I
everyone
didn't
gets
mute
Just-
Seth.
muted for
I
10
It's
didn't
fine.
mute
minutes.
It's fine.
Seth.
Just
Okay.
let them talk. They're talking. Let them talk.
Yeah.
They can talk, but they gotta make some kind of substantive point, man. Like
They are. Just be quiet. Let it continue.
Tasteless, you have a response?
Yeah. My response is, if you were to show me the facts, concrete that you were talking about, I would definitely agree or disagree.
Why aren't you affording me the same luxury?
No, I think that the evidence for Darth acting in that matter has been presented, and I don't think it is controvertible, right? I'm not
So
saying
why
it's
aren't
racist
you?
because
Wow.
So why don't you? If that's the case, then if it's the case that I should go by your standards and your body of evidence, why aren't you going with my body of evidence against Trump?
no, you don't understand. I am not familiar with that body of evidence. If you were to present
So
it
do
to
you
me,
think I'm
maybe
familiar
I
with
would
your?
agree with you.
Do you think
No,
I'm
no,
familiar with
maybe
your
I
body
would
of
agree with
evidence? Do you think I'm
you.
familiar with your body of
Concrete.
evidence?
When it comes to what? To Darth?
Yeah.
Well, the case has been made by Tom, right?
No. Do you think I'm
What
familiar
did he
with
say?
your body
Wow.
of evidence?
I'm not following concrete.
So you have a body of evidence that you use to conclude that Darth isn't a racist. Do you agree?
No. I'm not suggesting that because of that he is a racist. I'm saying those comments are racist themselves, right?
Oh,
What
okay.
did he say?
So you have a different. So the person can be not racist, but they have racist comments.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can
Oh, okay. And I
make
don't think that's
racist
actually the
comments.
case, right? Because I think
Okay, so you're
racism is
saying that
something
if
that
he does racist
I think
comments, then you are racist by default? I mean,
I
are you
think
saying this?
racism is something that is applicable to agents, and I don't think they're applicable to utterances, right? So if you're a racist, your comments are not
Okay.
racist. You are the racist. You get it?
Okay, but okay. So if he says
Contradicting
racist
himself.
comments, that makes him a racist or not?
That seems to be the general consensus.
Okay, and
Do you
and
do you
you think it is
disagree?
racist?
Wait, do you
Do you think it
disagree?
is a racist? Okay, maybe, but
Hold on,
you're
Tasteless,
gonna.
do you disagree with that
But
standard?
concrete, you're fucking yourself in the ass, and let me tell you why. Because
No, I
if
just want to answer
if
first
saying,
before.
oh, that
Do
nigga,
you
listen,
disagree
if
with
I
that
say
standard?
that nigga, if you're saying that nigga,
Please
and what
don't
you're
say
actually
that in
saying
this room, mate.
is a
Look,
racist
I'll mute
comment,
you
and
if you
that
say
makes
that
him a
one more
racist,
time.
then you will be forced
If
to
you say it
accept
one more
that
time,
you're racist. What the fuck?
this
I am
guy's an
trying to help
idiot,
you,
man.
and you're fucking, cornering yourself.
It's fine for
That's
Darth to
fine,
say it, but he
Tasteless.
can't say it. That's
That's fine,
Dude,
I
Tasteless.
you
I
just said
don't
that
agree
So
with
if
what
a
Darth
person
standard?
on
says a
anything.
racist comment, he is definitely a racist. He said a racist comment, so therefore he must be a fucking racist, right? According to you.
Wait, are
Tom,
you?
what did he say?
So Tasteless. I said that seems to be the general consensus. So I'm appealing to the average sensibility regarding these issues. Do you agree with the general consensus, yes or no?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that once again, please?
When you ask me whether or not if somebody says something that should be perceived as being racist, is that person a racist? I said that seems to be the general consensus. And I asked you,
I
do
disagree
you
with the
agree with that
general.
standard, yes or no?
No, I disagree. I disagree
Okay,
with
that's
the general
fine.
consensus. Yeah.
That's fine for
Right.
you to disagree with the standard. I have no issue with that. Now,
But did you
you
agree with
seem
that
to have a
standard?
more, I think you have a more nuanced
Wait, has it been
approach.
tasteless and concrete for like
I
the last
think,
20 minutes?
can you get Nelson out of
Jesus
here? Because I don't
Christ.
want to talk with Nelson in the room.
I just came back to ask that question.
Shut
That's
the
it.
fuck up,
You guys
you
been
dumb
talking for
bitch!
20 minutes. Concrete, calm down, bro. Calm
Shut
down.
up!
Dude, Concrete has been talking for 20 minutes, and I just asked the question, and he got.
Repent of
Wow.
your sin,
You're the
Concrete.
real Christian
Can
cussing at
Morgan get unmuted?
Thank
She's been
you.
unmuted. She's been muted for a while.
Yeah.
Yo, Fox, you got to get these ass.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Fox, you got to
Foxy,
get these
he's
ass.
yelling and screaming.
Like, no matter what Concrete does,
Foxy,
he
you
doesn't
muted
get
me for calling you a retard. Concrete just called somebody a bitch.
Yeah, who said that?
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh my
want to
goodness.
mute you see, because I'm.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Are you gonna do?
Jovan?
Wasn't me. Wasn't
Seth,
me.
No, it's totally
Seth,
Jovan. Jovan did all that
S-E-T-H.
shit.
Seth,
Holy shit! What a fucking
It's
fucker.
Jovan's fault. Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
Seth. It was Seth.
Holy
it's
shit! you're such a
S-E-T-H. Seth,
scumbag,
Foxy.
Foxy.
Let's.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to say that in this room, man. You know.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Would Darth?
you are
Would Darth?
unbelievably fucking stupid.
Would you say that to Darth?
Didn't Darth
Thank
say
you.
it?
I
in this room?
appreciate that, Luca. I would.
I
I'd
know, I'm
say it to
curious.
Darth. I'd
If
say, look,
Darth said it, would you
you
stop
know,
him?
and Darth already knows. When Darth's in here, you know, he's actually a lot more polite. And the other day,
Oh, my ass, he is.
The question is, what would you do if Darth
He
did?
doesn't swear as often when he's in here.
He's called me a
Well,
tranny.
that makes it all better.
Calls me a
If
tranny.
Darth said the N-word in here, would you mute him?
Would I mute him? I'd do exactly what I did to Luca and say, please don't say that, bro.
Hey, Foxy, the Bible says that if you say you're religious but you don't bridle your tongue, your religion's worthless.
To be fair, this is the guy who like comes in here and complains all
Oh,
the time.
there we
so
go.
I think
Here's
we
an
talked
excuse why the scriptures don't matter. Here it comes.
No, actually, I agree with the scripture he's quoting in the context.
Yeah.
But this guy, all he does is complain. Like he was the guy.
So
who
Darth
sang
can
all
cuss
night
at
last
people.
night.
Is that Christian?
Yeah.
Sorry, is
So
Darth
it's
doing
okay
what?
for Darth to be a hypocrite?
No.
Well, I don't see.
Why doesn't he bridle his tongue then?
Yeah,
I have
you're just coming in here to complain, though. You're not
once
citing it
again,
because you actually
guys.
believe that.
I just
Once
got I got
again.
muted in Rebel
Darth
Base.
believes
Got
that. That's
text
the
one.
Jonathan, let's get your input. Do you think like without even giving any kind of like background to what we've presented, do you think like Darth might be racist a bit against black people?
Yeah.
Can I ask you
Jesus,
without
that's
like without any prompting or like leading you at all? Could you just expound upon what you're drawing from in order to like make that statement?
Sure, yeah. So basically, in my experience, whenever there's somebody who's black in the room, Darth kind of either explicitly or implicitly brings up like stereotypes about, like whether it be about like the way people talk or whether it be about being a thug, like specifically calling black people thugs in a way that he doesn't do to white people. I mean, it's stuff like that, you know, like bringing up those kinds of stereotypes. So I definitely think he has a racist side of him.
What about making fun of people for their age?
What? Let me ask you this, Jonathan. I don't know how to ask you this without saying, but do you remember him ever talking when it's specifically young black males? Do you think there's something that he usually asks them? Can you think of something?
When he's talking to young black males, does he ask them something? Honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Something about the experience of a young black male growing up.
Oh, about their fathers, you mean? Okay. Yeah, no, he does ask like, did your father like raise you right or something? You know, questions like that, or did you have a father growing up?
Right.
He does ask those kinds of questions.
Now, do you remember him saying anything like that to non-black males or people that don't sound like black males?
No.
Okay. Do you ever recall him using the phrase "spear chucker" to refer to indigenous brown
several
people?
times.
Mhm.
Several times.
That's not that. Look, I swear he's only used that in a
He's used it
context
several
of
times.
people prior to like gunpowder was discovered. Basically, those type of people. He wasn't.
Are
I've
you
never,
kidding?
I've never heard that in the
Where
context.
do you think the term?
I'm
Yeah,
serious.
no.
I
All he
don't like
means is
racism. I'm not even a racist.
yeah.
See
All
no
he means is
evil, hear
people
no
who
evil,
throw
think
spears.
no
I'm just
That's all he
saying
means.
what I'm not even a racist, so I'm
He
just
would
saying
call
what
the
I
Romans
actually think.
spear
I'll tell
chuckers.
you the
That's what he would
truth.
do.
If Darth was racist, that would be a quality.
He had just
admire
it
about
turns out what happened was Darth had just seen the movie 300, and he was talking about Spartans.
Yeah, really dark colored Spartans.
You're the ones
Yeah.
that are bringing race into it.
Jonathan,
I mean,
hold on, give me a second to comment on my.
Foxy, man.
Amazing, dude.
Jonathan,
I've not
it's
heard
my
any argument so
recollection
far
that
that
this.
Darth was racist.
My recollection, Jonathan, is
Guys,
that this
didn't
context
Darth
is
say that,
usually even. It's about current times, right? And it's usually about everybody knows
You know,
that
he
God
never mentions
exists.
time period.
Everybody knows that God exists today, even spear chuckers.
Right? Yeah, he'll say quote spear chuckers in the Amazon, like and he'll say some like area of the world hasn't, but had
Right.
contact with the modern world. Yeah,
Maybe
he definitely uses it racially. Like
we've
I don't.
thoroughly
Fox isn't
gone
aware
over
that
it.
in the United States, that's
We've thoroughly
a
gone over
loaded
it.
racial term.
Man,
Okay,
the
so
mental
look,
gymnastics these people have to go through, dude.
Is it your
already
experience,
gone over
Jonathan?
whether Darth's racist,
Is it your
and we all
experience,
agree
Jonathan?
here today that that's inconclusive given the evidence. Right now,
How did they just say he is?
This is insane.
I told you it wouldn't matter if it was corroborated, right? I told you
You're
wouldn't
just
care.
lying. Fox, you're just
Look,
totally
please,
lying.
come on. Look,
Jonathan.
the next
You're
question on the
gaslighting.
card.
You're gaslighting.
You guys
Jonathan,
are
is it your
that Darth is a
experience?
racist is empirically underdetermined.
Look, please let me just get this out, right? So, look, they've exactly, Luca. So, but one thing that we do know is
Thank you to CYC. Thank
right?
you to
Tom's a
CYC Storm
hypocrite.
for the
So-
super chat. Shout out to CYC Storm. Thank you.
So basically, Tom is a hypocrite. We all know Tom for being a hypocrite. I mean,
Nonsense.
maybe
No, he's
he
not.
can
He's not
defend
racist.
himself in that regard.
Wait,
I'm
what
not
does
sure
that
you
have
know
to do
what
with Darth
hypocrite
being
means.
racist?
That's such utter
Yeah.
BS.
Just
Fox.
saying.
It belies even your intelligence.
This episode was brought to you by Shadow Legends.
He
Foxy
goes around on a daily basis, right? Hanging around with racists, and then tries to take people down off of their pedestal based on the fact that they have said something racist. I mean, what kind of...
Hey,
gamers, have you ever played my
are you
favorite
talking
noble game,
about?
Raid Shadow
What kind
Legends?
of
That's just more
double
whataboutism.
standard hypocrisy?
I'm actually there's actually
is that?
not any attempt to take down. I mean, this is all out there, and I think Darth has said much worse things, like when he said that liars are worse than child
Why
molesters.
don't
I
you-
think that's far worse. The only reason this is even
remember
being
that.
the only reason that this is even being discussed is because it seems obvious to everyone, and there's people who are like, I don't see it, man. I don't know.
Well, Tom, it
That's
also
the only
works as
reason.
a consistent
How about I
on
prove you
concrete.
wrong again, Tom?
People
Right?
questions
And
and you
we'll
put
ask
something
Darth
together to show
tomorrow
people,
if he said
then
that.
maybe proof would be, something better
Well, what
to
is
do.
asking Darth
Why don't you do
proof,
that?
Foxy?
Let's ask Darth
We
tomorrow.
played video
Why
don't you
recordings.
do
No
that?
one cares what Darth is gonna say.
Wait, if he said what?
If he said that liars are worse than child molesters.
Yeah, he said it.
we have a
I
video.
can. In fact,
Would you like to see the
he
video?
said it several times.
I could
Would you like
prove.
to
I
hear
could.
the video?
I don't.
Let's
I
ask
could
him
just.
tomorrow. I'm going to call you out on that
We
one.
can play it for you.
We can play the video if you'd like.
Oh yeah, okay.
Foxy, I remember him saying
I've
this.
got enough
Heard it
videos.
in-
We
I've
can
been in-
watch the video,
This is
Foxy,
what
if
the
you'd like.
atheists do.
No, this
With
is what
their
Darth
They
does.
present
This is
evidence.
what Darth does.
Right, these guys
Like, sounds
obviously
like
doctor
training.
footage 24/7.
Not doctored. Not
This
doctored.
is
Okay,
the
this
way
is
that
ready
they
to go
are.
now.
Hold on.
What bot is
hold
in
on.
here? How do I work this bot? How do I work this
I mean,
bot
I'm
in
not-
here?
Hold on. It's
don't-
it's
You
not
may not
edited
get,
footage.
you may not have the
Look,
rights, Tom.
Well, everybody calm down. Let's figure out how to do the bot real quick. So,
We
how do
won't
use
have the
bot?
rights. We don't have the rights.
Well, somebody else can then. Who has the rights to the bot? Anybody?
I don't know.
Okay.
Even I don't know. Okay.
So I was actually
it has
there.
to be done for this room.
Guys,
I don't
give me a
think
second.
Ender
Give me a second. I can clear something up.
So I was actually there when the topic came up where Darth said something about thieves being just as bad as rapists or child molesters. What had actually happened is he stated that all sin is equally bad.
He's not going.
He said all sin is equally bad. And somebody said,
you're talking about
so
something
that
different.
means
You're an admin. Just play the footage on the bot.
I can't because I'm literally about to drive home. But he said all sin
if
is
you're on
equally
mobile,
bad.
you have the ability to give someone the perms
sakes,
to
can
do
you
it.
let me finish?
No, look,
For fuck's
we can
sake.
just play the fucking video.
All right, fuck you. Just keep arguing.
Look, I was going to let Corsi go there, but Luca ruined it for the atheist team there.
So you're saying, Foxy,
Okay,
that
so I'm
Darth-
going to try again.
Please, excuse me.
I'm going to try
Look,
again.
you just had
So what he
Corsi go.
said,
Okay, go on.
all sin is just as bad as the next one. So somebody asked him, does that mean stealing is just as bad as child rape? Darth responded by saying yes, because it is a sin and all sin is equal. That was exactly what happened.
Well, you're
I
talking about
specifically remembered that because I was like, how fucking dare you?
You're talking about something completely different. Like, so listen, he would say, I literally remember him saying it on Doobie's Politics server over like 5 times, saying that he thinks that lying is worse than pedophilia. And he gave some rationalization about how like you're betraying community.
No, not pedophilia. So look, it's not worse than pedophilia. He said it's worse than molesting children.
You have now.
Yes, it wasn't with. Give me the format in the text, and as soon as I'm done, I'll play it.
It's rhythm.
Within the context about like all sin being equal, and never mind that, it wouldn't even make sense, because if that's what he were saying, he wouldn't be saying lying is worse than that. He would be saying lying is equal to that, right? So you can't even use that. He literally said that lying is worse than molesting children. Okay, so
I have never seen Darth making pejorative comments.
Because you just
about
joined
races.
this. Okay.
Thank you, Antongela. I think the same thing. And even the thing that Corsi said, right, actually refutes what Tom was saying. So look, at the end of the day, this is it, right? This is it, right?
I'll play it as soon as he's done talking.
The atheists will resort to all sorts of crazy tactics in order to take down somebody like Darth, because he's an effective communicator. He's incredible.
In the worldview of atheism, racism.
Hey, do you guys want to hear the clip or not? Shut up.
I'm just waiting for him. I'm just waiting for him to be done. They're just filibustering, but
you're gonna play the evidence.
Wow.
Remember, Foxy, you said that Darth. You challenged me. You didn't... Okay, here we go.
Let me ask you something.
Shut up.
Shut up.
I mean,
so Tom, let me ask you something. If
Stop it.
atheism is
Stop
true,
it.
why is it wrong to be a racist?
How do you stop this thing?
I mean, I think that this is probably doctored, if anything.
What are you
That's
talking
the only
about?
thing.
Oh my God!
Shut up. I think that's
level
probably
of Foxy, I was there. Shut up. It did
You're just digging your hole deeper, right? Because now you're committing to the position that this can't this is so bad that it can't possibly be real. You're committing yourself to the position that this is so bad that it can't be real. But then when you find out it's real, what do you think Darth's gonna say?
Look, I don't. Then I'll be like, look, Darth, did you say this? Why did you say this? Yada yada. Well, there's all sorts of things you can do. You can take 2 clips of people.
But that's not 2 clips. You
no
can
one
hear
cares
it.
what you
slot
think,
them
man.
together.
Foxy, you couldn't even admit that you thought you couldn't even admit that you were wrong about Concrete's position. Why is it so hard for you to just say
Me and Concrete.
If this was anybody but Darth, he would believe it.
Me and Darth have disagreed.
Darth said that. Just admit it.
I've disagreed with Darth on a number of occasions.
We're not talking about you disagreeing.
Just something
He's saying
in
if it was
recent
someone
memory.
else's
Yeah, you disagree on what the best flavor of ice cream is.
No,
Wow.
no, we disagree on whether there's an A theory or a B theory of time.
Oh my gosh! So wow.
no.
Oh, it's
Well,
not
yeah,
like
we do
there's plenty of
disagree on
Christians who believe in both.
I've seen many a friendship and marriage dissolved over disagreements
Yeah,
about the
well,
A
it's
theory and B theory of
fortunately
time.
me and Darth aren't married, So
Isn't that listed as like the top 3 reason or something?
Yeah, it's right after finances.
yeah, so this is it, right? You guys are basically this is your last ditch attempt to do something because Darth is clearly
My fucking whore of an ex-wife thought there was an objective present moment.
Why
Fuck
are you
that
doing
bitch.
this? So look, Darth is basically overcame the trolls at this point, and now he's skyrocketing to
Overcame
success.
the trolls?
Yeah, he's defeated all of the
Do
trolls
you think
now.
trolling is
with
like
Luke.
How did he defeat the trolls?
He's vanquished so many of the atheists. They basically
this is cult-like behavior,
they
right?
can't go
This
and
is
get
literally
the message
cult-like behavior.
Foxy, you wouldn't even be able to
They're
tell. Like, you
losing
can't
like
even
when you tell
understand
the
the
Pope
simplest
that the Watch
fallacies.
Tower was
Stop
wrong.
interrupting, right? They're
Foxy, what
losing.
percentage of your benefits that you get from the government do you spend on jaw therapy for how wide you have to spread to put his fucking balls in your mouth?
All of it, every penny. Okay.
This is literally cult-like
Shit,
behavior. I'm
right?
not even joking. It really is cult-like.
This is it. Do you know what's cult like? Is the way that you guys,
Your
right,
mom.
follow Darth around, right, with
You
this
like a better
horrible
woman.
level of hatred. With this level of
It's
hatred.
not an incredible.
It's actually
just
not
like
cult-like.
It's actually not an
You
incredible
attack
level of
anybody
hatred. Like
that
to all of
disagrees with
us, we just kind of shoulder shrug. We all know that he's racist.
Yeah,
It's not
you
news
don't
to us.
really, because you basically look. Your room is named after the fact that you're rebellious against Darth's message. That's essentially what you built yourself on the back of. Is that you don't like Darth?
What the fuck is happening here?
I mean, the level might be because of your moderation.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. Is God real? You gotta answer this. Is he real?
Whatever. Hey, hey, Fox, do you
real
think
made
William
up.
Lane Craig would have to run a room like Darth does? Do you think that he would have to resort to the same tactics if he was having discussions with people?
I don't think that Darth has to resort to any tactics. I think he's just sick of
What?
controlling.
It's fine, man.
Okay.
I mean, Darth is a coward. That's fine. We all know that. And if
Wait,
they
wait,
wanna
how is
follow
Darth a
that's
coward?
up to them.
How
If
is
they wanna
Darth
follow
a
Darth,
Oh, this is what we needed.
I'm not being funny.
Darth is
This is a bit ridiculous.
Just leave my boy Darth alone,
Well,
faggots.
first of all, Darth has
Hey,
been in
stop that.
debating
bailed.
philosophers who have
He laughed, he
PhDs.
laughed.
So what the hell are you even talking about? He debates atheists left and right. So to say that he's a coward just simply isn't true.
You changed your name to Hello
Debates?
Kitties.
That's not a debate. He mutes fucking atheists left and right, right? And he then talks shit about him, right? He will never be, allow other people to explore his position. He just wants to dominate and to speak and to have people listen.
He's definitely got
That's a
the
sign of a coward. He doesn't have the balls to allow other people to actually explore his position. He has to control this
Shut
shit.
the hell
and you give him
up.
the power.
How about
so he
this?
can
This has
fucking
come to
power.
put his cojones in your mouth.
I'll take his position. I'll take his position and I'll debate you. How about that?
No, I am
Debate-
pro.
debate me, bro.
Listen,
No. Let him take
I,
his
for
position.
one,
So somebody quick,
am-
write up a bot
I
that
am in
protects
favor
him
of
from trolls.
theism, so you don't have to take my position on anything. I am for Darth's position, right? But he is nonetheless a coward, right? And we all know this.
Yeah, I think you're a coward.
Right,
I think you're a
okay,
coward because I just offered you to debate me, and you didn't like you
You ran
didn't.
like a
Agree,
baby.
motherfucker. On
Well,
that
if you
position.
just step on
I'm an
dog shit, doesn't
atheist.
make
I
you scared of
disagree
dog
with
shit.
Darth a lot,
Jackbird, your mic
but
showed
he is very well read. His vocabulary is all on top, and
You
he's
have Down syndrome.
well
Shut the fuck up.
versed. Hold on, he's
Alright.
well
You gotta
versed
mute Luca.
in all kinds of different fucking intellectual books. So I have to give him that.
Engage in good faith. And he doesn't engage in good faith, and he doesn't allow other people to ask him questions. He just wants to control this shit because he's terrified that other people might
I don't
Oh,
understand.
we need to just
Darth,
mute these.
honestly.
Can you just mute the people with like horrible wind noises, whatever? Just mute them. Just mute them.
Yeah, so this is it, right? I mean, and I will, and it's difficult sometimes because these guys basically they spurg out for a second, like Luca just then, you know, talking
And
took
Luca is
crazy shit, saying
fucking
people
racist.
have Down syndrome and stuff. It's
Right.
ridiculous. How are we
Can
supposed to
we
have a
all
civil
agree that the
conversation
atheist
when there's so
community
many like idiots in the
Get the
chat
help of
who
a
can't
good
control
mod.
themselves?
Yeah.
Now, well, I'm
Good
doing my best
moderation would
here.
help.
Like you guys don't call out the names when they've shouted out
We
something
shouldn't have
ridiculous.
to. If we have to call out the names, then you shouldn't be a mod.
Yeah, well, that's just how it is. It's difficult. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, then you've
Yeah,
just
If you
admitted
doing
it's
our
respond,
too
best
much for
here.
you. Like maybe
this
someone
guy
else
is
should
It's
do
the
it.
fine.
only
Like
person
there's a
that's
lot of
talking
people in
down
the
to
room.
another
I mean,
man.
I'm sure that we could have multiple mods here, and we have, and it's still difficult.
So
So shut the fuck up
so
complaining.
Foxy,
First off, I'm doing my best, and stop over talking. Right
No,
now,
you're not doing
look,
your
you
best.
guys
yeah.
come in here. I don't even know what
You're
you're
doing
doing.
better
On a
than you
serious.
can.
Why are you
Foxy, this is
interrupting?
what's been
Just pointing
happening.
out
This
facts.
is what's been
That's
happening.
all.
So the theists have been casually
Hold on,
every
why are you
single
always
day.
talking over
We've
Foxy? I
been
don't get it, man.
Here comes Ezra saying
we,
that they wrecked and pwned
okay.
people.
So every single day we've been dismantling these atheistic arguments. And so what they're resorting to doing is once people don't want to engage with them anymore after already reducing them to absurdity, they go, well, you guys are scared, you guys are cowards. But like
No, that's
we already like dismantled all your arguments. So why are you
let's say that is
pausing?
the case.
Okay, all right,
Listen, man, if
can
you
you
call
be quiet,
dismantling
please?
a fucking point, listen,
What's
listen.
Ezra's
At the end of the day,
username
I
now?
think
Somebody
that the
please tell me.
goal of debating
Hello
is
Kitty or
actually
something.
persuading people that their positions are wrong, and actually be persuasive in the meantime for other people as well. But if
Yeah,
you're
so
talking
we
about
will persuade you.
dismantling,
What is
when you
it?
are
What is it
Stop
that
talking
you want to
over
unable,
talk about?
faceless.
when you are unable to actually have a
Look,
conversation and back and forth on ideas, and you want to control exactly what the
wow,
other
you've
person
said
is
that
going to
like
fucking
10
answer or not,
times.
that is
Look how
not debunking shit, dude. It is you being a coward and
We
trying to
have
fucking force
debunked
this
you.
shit into
Why
your
don't
fucking
you offer up
Tasteless is
your
ground
position?
talking.
so you don't
Dude.
fucking
What?
get
What?
busted.
Just shut up, Tom. Please stop interrupting.
I'll
It's not
debate
like.
anything.
What?
I'll
Look, I
debate
tried to give.
anything.
Look, I tried to give Tom a
Come
certain
on,
level of
Foxy.
respect
Okay.
he has
to
no
Listen,
know
self
I'll
he's on the
awareness. He
atheist
has
Such a
no
team.
self awareness.
meltdown.
This is ridiculous. Stop
Jovan,
interrupting.
Jovan.
Another
I'm
one
gonna
I
have to. I'm
finished
gonna have to
debating
message
earlier.
some higher mods because I can't deal
Wait,
with
hold
this
on.
stupid shit.
Earlier,
So let's just look at what
earlier.
just happened, right? Like earlier,
Okay,
where
Look,
Jovan,
if
again?
you
stop it.
start
Earlier,
monologuing over, acting like a bell end, then I'm gonna
I haven't
overtalk
talked at
you.
all, Foxy. What do you
I
mean?
don't care. I keep getting interrupted by you and your friends.
Tasteless was talking. I can't
Right?
interrupt
Tell them to
you.
shut
Can I
up,
make a suggestion?
Tom. Otherwise, right, we're gonna have a problem here.
Don't talk in the conversations that you're modding. Don't get a personal stake in a conversation that you have to be
Just keep
responsible for
I don't
Morgan
need
modding.
muted.
advice on how
He
to
does this
run
all the
keep
time,
You
Morgan.
definitely
idiocy
do.
He
experience
does
from
this all
you.
the
I do
time.
a fine job
Let's
of it.
discover.
Don't worry about
It's
it.
not
Thank you
true.
very
That's part of the
much.
problem
These
that you
are
actually
Don't
the
believe
look,
that.
atheist
Tom.
rules we should
I
abide by.
definitely give you a lot more leeway than a lot of other people. So, like,
That's
look,
true.
This is a
you know,
pattern of
give us a
behavior with
bit of
Foxy.
respect for that. You know, a lot of the atheists get quite bad treatment in here,
He
and I've been really
bloviates. He
nice to you, to
bloviates.
be
That's
honest.
true. That's true.
So, basically, tasteless. You complain. Look, stop interrupting me. Why are you interrupting me? So this is it. In response to what's his face, tasteless, right? This is it. If you've got a point that you think hasn't been explained very well, then you could talk to any of us theists about it. You can talk to me, or Ezra, or Concrete, or Face of Yar, or maybe not Darth Dawkins if you've upset him so much. But there's loads of
What is
guys in
happening?
this server,
What are you
right,
talking
that are
about,
willing
Foxy?
to
Is he
answer
doing a
your
sermon now or
questions
something? What's
in
happening?
a
Foxy, what are you
reasonable way.
talking about right now?
And now I know it's you, Demon. I think that you're done forever. I've put up with his shit too
What
many
the
times.
Foxy,
hell?
allow me to respond, please.
Okay,
Allow me
so
to
yeah,
respond,
that's
Foxy.
it.
Okay, so Foxy, listen, I don't have any problem with the argument. I am in favor of theism, right? I don't go against theist, and I like his arguments. In fact, I have defended Darth Dawkins's points and arguments against atheists. That's one thing, right? But listen. I don't see, I don't see how you cannot see that the way he engages is just not right, and that he is exhibiting cowardly behavior by abusing his fucking power. Now, you, on the other hand, I give you credit. You are a tolerant dude. You want to engage. You're saying, okay, dude, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, you're so confident about your position that you're willing to engage, right? But people like Dr. Dawkins, right? If a person is not confident on his position, he won't allow other people to explore it, right?
Well,
And he will
tasteless
use his
Foxy uses power too.
Okay, well, I'm correct and you're wrong, and this is why. And yeah, muted. Yeah, I was correct in grandstand, right? That's not cool, and you know this because otherwise you would be doing it yourself. But you don't do it because you know it's wrong, and yet you support him.
No, he does do it. That's a small correction.
He doesn't do it.
He
He's
doesn't
doing
do the
right
same
thing
thing
right
as
now.
Darth,
He's
and
being
Tasteless is
solid.
correct.
He said, "Bring me your arguments. We can talk about it. Bring the arguments."
No,
to
no, no.
me,
Foxy
and we
abuses power. That's all I'm saying.
Not as badly as Darth.
Yeah, not as bad as Darth. It's
Yeah,
true that he
not
does.
as bad. Not as bad. Not as bad, but he does.
And
Foxy doesn't
that's
understand the
what Tasteless is,
conversation enough
and
to
that's
be
what
able to like
Tasteless is
fully
trying
manipulate
to.
it.
That's what Tasteless is trying to highlight here.
Okay, I thought Taste was
I'm
just
not being
saying
funny, but any single
Foxy never
person
does.
here that's an atheist or a non-believer, you
Respond to
know,
what
if
Tasteless
they put forward an argument for anything, I'll be able to essentially refute them.
Did you listen to what
You don't
Tasteless
even know
said
what
to
a
you,
straw man
Foxy?
is, Foxy.
Because yes, I do, and I explained earlier when I was explaining that you guys were straw manning Darth's position,
Foxy.
right? How you were straw manning his position. You're an
Foxy.
idiot. Honestly, what is the point in acting like such a douchebag? Right, we're trying to have a reasonable conversation, and constantly we've got to deal with these snarky atheist children.
You're
They
the
need
one
to
on the meta.
grow up. Honestly,
Foxy, you know that like we're like so different from one another.
I'm not saying, look, Taste. I've not got a big massive problem with you. You've been reasonably polite. It's the rest of the people in the background, the peanut gallery, as Darth calls it. They're just chucking
They were the
peanuts like
same.
idiots.
They were
Hey,
the same, ain't they?
Foxy, can I level with you? So that feeling that you had when Tasteless was talking, and then you tried to stop him from talking, and you said he repeated himself, and you wanted to get your point in, right? That's the feeling we had when Concrete was talking. But you got to understand, Concrete was talking for barely like 7 to 10 minutes straight, while Tasteless had only talked for like 10, 15 seconds before you.
Yeah, this is meta. We're not talking about this,
I'm leveling.
Jovan.
This isn't.
No.
Listen, I'm
this
talking.
is meta, man.
Bart,
He's
shut
not
up.
talking to you, Barth.
So the thing is, I just want you to be able to empathize with us when we are in that situation. He's talking for so long. We've already understood what he said, and we're trying to respond to what he
Oh
said.
my god!
And you're telling us to stop talking and let him finish and go on for another 3 minutes, even though you didn't want Tasteless to go on for another 5 seconds.
Look, I don't know if you've ever spoke to Concrete, but sometimes he talks in a bit of a long-winded manner, but he makes profound points, right? And he gets really upset when people interrupt him.
Let's say
And
that's true.
No, but he goes on and on. Concrete is very, very
stop
selfish and
interrupting me.
narcissistic.
No, you're selfish and narcissistic. You interrupted me 1 sentence into what I was saying, right? You're calling somebody selfish and narcissistic, and there's 60 people in the room. You're over talking me within 1 sentence. You're a hypocrite, and there's a lot of hypocrites on the atheist side, and the biggest hypocrite of all is your leader, the leader of the atheist scum bucket, or whatever you want to call it. We need to think of, it's like the Death Star. He wants.
How is this relevant to the
Foxy, I
conversation?
interjected for like 2 seconds.
You hate the meta, but then you go right back onto the meta.
It's Tom and boxes, as you all know.
Foxy, does Concrete interrupt people?
Like Foxy, you see how when I tried to level with you, I didn't insult you. I didn't say any negative things about you. I was just trying to tell you to trying to understand how we felt, how you felt, and now how you took that and you twisted into trying to insult us.
Look, honestly, Jovan, I've already spoke to you on a number of occasions, and you've been nothing but a troll. Honestly, it's been ridiculous.
Foxy,
being nice right
I
now.
mean, I defended you every fucking time people talked over you and abused your goodness, and not like abusing your mod
He's
powers.
just being manipulative,
and
bro.
then
Don't
you
even.
go,
He
and
doesn't
then
need your
you
help.
go on rant,
It's an interruption, Fox.
against me, and say all these mean things to.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel like that, but at the end of the day, you did just interrupt to say that this guy was a narcissist for over talking and being loud, and it was.
Dude, Foxy,
probably the
everyone
right time to
interrupts.
make that comment.
Atheists and
Exactly,
Christians
exactly,
interrupt.
exactly. But we try to keep it to a minimum, and I try to be polite, and I think everyone else should try to be polite as
Yeah.
well. We get on a lot better.
But that's
We'll be
not
friends.
Foxy, don't worry about these guys. You're a good moderator. They're just mad because they
trying.
want to get
That's
away
fine.
with over talking and being deceitful.
But Foxy,
and you're not letting that
Foxy, at the end
happen.
of the day, I do have a question for you, Foxy. You would agree that the way Darth conducts himself is not the best way, right? Not even for his goals. Yes or no?
I think there's certain pros and cons to it. So in a negative way, the image that Darth put forward, especially maybe 2 years ago or something like that, was a bit more aggressive. But now his image has changed somewhat, and he has been saying, "Look, I'm not, a bad guy." He's trying to be the best version of himself that he can be, and I can only commend him for trying to be the best person he can be. In that regard, I feel like he is excellent at bringing
Agree
people into a
100%.
situation
100% with
where
you.
they can learn about the faith.
Foxy, can I level with you?
So many people
I
here.
agree.
Go for it.
But
All right,
not
thanks.
that
So,
he
like,
has fallen into this character where he just he loses his temper very quickly. He starts berating, and he's acting like a madman. I mean, you must see this, dude. I used to support him, but I cannot support coward behavior. Right now, like I'm saying, I am able to point this shit out because I am not on Tom's crew, if you will. Right, and I have defended Darth Dawkins for the longest fucking time, but I cannot defend this shit, and I don't know how can you, right?
Mike.
I don't defend people's bad behavior. I defend the positive attributes of a person. Okay, so like, even though I don't like Jovan or Luca on occasion. I hope I've unmuted Luca. Sorry about that. I've done my stuff. But anyway,
No,
Luca or Jovan, right? They're both smart. They can be ridiculously difficult to talk to, but they're clever. So if somebody said to me, "Oh, Luca's the most evil, worst quality person that you could ever meet. There's nothing about Luca that's good," then I'd say, well, actually, Luca's pretty smart. He is very, very smart. And if you don't like that, then I have to say it.
And a doxer and a
I
piece of shit.
can't jump on the bandwagon. I can't jump on the bandwagon slandering somebody and saying that they're the worst person in the world.
Okay,
when
Foxy, can I ask
they're
you?
not.
Foxy, what are good things about Tom? What are good things about Tom on boxes?
Oh, here we go. I'm
Tom
listening.
is very good, clearly, at video editing and stuff like that. He's got that
Thank
down.
you. Thank you, Fox.
He's quite a clever guy. I'd say that his
Thank
IQ
you,
is
Foxy.
above average. Yeah. So, yeah, but he's obviously
There's no
just,
limit. There's no limit. You can go.
he's an atheist, and he knows.
Thank you.
I think this
Thank
is
you.
another
That is
thing
another
about
positive. Thank you, Foxy.
this is a backhanded compliment, right? Is he knows the Darth arguments and stuff make sense, and he knows that his arguments don't make sense, but he now has to hold this position because he's too deep.
How do you know
Right?
what Tom knows?
Spent so many years, or so much time, basically chasing Darth around, that by the time he actually figured out what Darth was saying, it was too late for him to get out of the business of slandering Darth.
You agree with that assessment, Tom?
He knows what Tom is thinking.
Leave me. Leave me.
I agree. I agree.
The best way to convince somebody is to tell them that they're just lying to you when they disagree with you.
Hey, Tasteless, why were you a Darth defender for a long time and then not anymore?
Because, like Foxy said, he's correct on many arguments, and I have even defended those arguments against these people, trying to make them understand that when he's correct, and there are many times where Darth is correct, and they are unable to see it. It is not that they know. It is that they are unable to see it. But you know why that is, Foxy? It is because of Darth's inability to actually communicate the points in a way that it is effective and in a way that it is persuasive.
Wow.
Do you understand? It is Darth.
No, that's
not
wait, that's not true at all. What are you talking about? That's wait. Foxy, can I respond to that, please?
Yeah, I think Ezra, you should go. You're clearly the most passionate.
Yeah. hold on. That's not true at all. The way Darth puts out things is very effective. Now the problem comes because Darth is very intelligent. He's more intelligent probably than like
Effective
70%
towards what
of the
end?
atheists that he talks to. So basically, when atheists are screwing with him and he knows that they're trolling and giving a bunch of nonsensical answers on purpose, that's when he begins to like get defensive and you know
I have a
that's
question for
when
Ezra. I have a question for Ezra.
Let him finish.
You said, yeah, I was. I just wanted, before anybody said anything, that I had a question for him.
It's all right.
Are you done, Ezra?
Go.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, let me refute.
When you
Ezra
said,
for a minute. Very quick.
hold on.
Ezra, if he was effective, he would have made the atheist scene where they're wrong, right? But he's not. He has not.
Yeah, but they're just
Actually, weirdly, me and Tasis are on the same. Weirdly enough, look, I waited patiently to ask my question. Can I?
You should be allowed to ask. Let this guy go.
Thanks.
He's
Tasis is actually on the same page as me, right? The question is effective towards what end, Ezra? How is Darth effective?
He's effective in the way of like tearing down these atheistic arguments. That's how he's effective.
He's effective. You know how
In
effective
your mind?
he is? He's so effective that you guys are still here after all this time.
Yeah, but we're
That's
not
how
Christians,
effective
though.
he is.
He's obviously not effective.
Okay.
If he was so effective, we'd be Christians.
Man.
No.
You're on the way
that.
there. You're learning.
How
It's not
effective
that
at
he's
converting
Yeah, but
people
can I
low.
just say
people
something,
that
please?
disagree with them, man?
I
It's
mean,
not
don't
that
you
he's
guys notice
effective.
that we have a fucking conversation here when he's
Yeah.
not here? That we're actually talking.
Look, Darth has his own
And when
particular
he's
style of
here,
debating
he's
atheists.
just talking. And then
There's
Taylor-
an
When
actual
Darth, look,
dialogue.
hold
wanted
on,
to
one
touch on
second.
that.
Hold on. Look, when Darth comes here, right, many of us have sat there and listened to Darth debate people over and over for like 5 years, 4 years, maybe even
Darth
longer.
doesn't debate.
It's TV gold, right? Everybody here knows it. They all listen.
I would say there are times where Darth debates. There are times.
Foxy,
They're
so
epic.
this
Sometimes
alludes
they're
to
epic.
something
So,
that Tasteless said earlier.
wow.
Tasteless said this earlier, Foxy, which is like that Darth doesn't necessarily allow others to question the things that he says. He doesn't. He will come in. He comes
Who's
in.
saying that? Who's doing that?
The mod is noise trolling.
That's the mod, Foxy.
Would you be so kind to pose again what you
Look, it sounds like you've lost your way, and it's because all these people keep interrupting.
Can you stop over talking, BB, please?
It's nice young.
I'm nearly done. Tastes, would you be so kind to pose again what you had said earlier? I think you would do it better than I could anyway. Tastes, are you there?
No. I was saying that we all know this, dude. You cannot call that a debate when he's just preaching, right? When he's just saying shit, and he's not allowing other people to actually explore and interact with him. And furthermore, when I'm talking about effectiveness, dude, he uses words in such an obscurantist manner that he's not willing to actually convey ideas. He just wants to sound smart for dumb people. He wants to actually shine in that sense, but he's terrified for people to actually
That's not
know
true.
what the position is.
Yes, it
precisely.
is. It's very
So,
true.
so the fact of the matter
That's
is
not
that
true
the
at
guy is a
all.
fucking
Yes,
coward,
it is. He's
right?
not even just
And
terrified
even
of
though he
people, he's
might
terrified
be
of
right
questions.
about his position,
This is hilarious.
he's such a
But go
fucking
on.
coward that he cannot fucking defend it in the proper way, in a proper
Wow.
exchange, in a proper
For
debate,
God's
in a
sake,
fair
so can we
fucking
respond to this?
exchange
Like,
of ideas.
Interrupting because he's smart enough that he knows that he cannot defend it.
Stop. We need a new format. This is it, right? Look, so this is it, right? You guys, you need to put forward the position, right? So you've got to say, look, this is what he did wrong. This is the argument that he was wrong on, and this is why I'm upset. And then we'll be able to go through it and do an analysis of the situation. If
Okay,
you're just chatting shit and saying, oh, I had a bad experience once and it was at the hands of Darth,
Can I
we
say
don't know
something?
whether You
Arnold,
got
hot
you
mic,
obviously we do
please-
really
please
know
mute.
that you got destroyed, but we don't know
don't.
how badly you got
I-
destroyed or anything like that.
I have it specifically, Fox. An argument to his.
Mute Arnold, please.
I have a argument against his shit. After he gets through the whole spiel of atheists have no logic, no backing for logic, my question is, how does that affect me? Because I do. I have logic. I talk to people. Talk to people all the time. I go through life loving, living, experiencing, and I do
That's
have
not
logic.
That's not true.
What Darth says is that atheism
don't
doesn't
live, you don't
ground
experience.
logic.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that I'm not experiencing that?
You don't
wanna
think that
debate
there's
me?
atheists that understand
You know
logic
that
better than you? Like
how do you know-
logicians?
Do you
This is what
do you want
Darth
to
said.
wait? Hold on. Do you want to debate me? Is that what you're like? Because I
No,
I
he
stand
doesn't.
by. That's not true.
Ezra,
What's
under
not
the
true?
Christian, we're under Darth's the Christian view. He has logic. It's simply in disagreement what accounts for it or the foundations of it.
Yeah, listen, under our metaphysics. Hold on, under our metaphysics of the
What
Christian
Darth
God.
says
Hello.
is that
Can we
logic
mute the-
cannot be grounded to
Why am I getting
atheism. That's what he says, and not only logic.
Can we just mute the
also
Fisher
moral
Price Darth
values.
docket?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
That's-
Like under
that's
Darth's
not-
view, he is reasoning. That's why in my debate with him, when I asked him point blank, I said, "Darth, do you think I can reason?" He did not answer. He was completely silent.
Because
You agree that under the
I can.
worldview that he can reason.
Right.
God has given him
It's
the
not
ability
about
to reason.
if you can reason or not.
under
It is
our
about if you can ground reasoning to atheism.
That's
You
fine.
cannot.
That's fine. Ezra's disagreeing with that. Ezra's saying that no, you can't even reason. You can't use logic.
Yeah, you gotta listen. I said under our metaphysic, we can grant him the ability to reason. But due to his own set of beliefs under our metaphysic, no, he doesn't. He
Okay.
doesn't have
change his actual ability to do it.
So you're saying
His-
you're
You guys
saying that I
interrupted him.
can.
You guys interrupted his answer. Yes.
So
Can you guys
basically,
spell
due
metaphysics?
to his own set of beliefs, hold on. So basically, due to his own set of beliefs, he doesn't have the capacity to reason.
No, so his claim was, and I quote, was, I still go through life, I live, and I experience. And you said, no, that's not true. You don't have logic. You don't experience. You don't live.
Yeah, due to his own set of beliefs. I'm doing an internal critique when I say that.
Okay.
So are you saying he's not
but
living?
I do still live, love, experience. And you're telling me within my own worldview, I don't, but I do.
That's correct.
Where's the
No,
internal
you
critique?
don't.
What propositions are you referring to that are contradictory?
Yeah.
I'm referring to the proposition of there being nothing grounding and sustaining his intelligibility under that metaphysics.
I didn't hear him speak to that.
Yeah, he's a liar.
In his worldview, he doesn't need that, Ezra.
You're not
Yes,
using his worldview. You're using your own worldview,
Hello?
Ezra.
Why am I getting overtalked? Under his metaphysics, if he
You're
hold on.
using your worldview,
Please
Ezra,
stop interrupting
Why
Ezra.
am I getting?
Oh, fuck off, Fox.
because
why
you're
am I
not
getting
listening.
overtalked? So basically, under our metaphysics, sure, you can have the reason, but due to your own set of beliefs, you can't provide rational justification that you have intelligibility or that you
Do I
have
have to?
intelligent experiences. Yes, you do.
It's not
Do I have to?
using your own
Yes, you
worldview to try and
Stop.
figure out atheism. Stop doing that.
Hold on. Yeah, but do I
Wow.
have to? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
Do you when I
Listen,
ask you
one second,
when I
let me say
when I
something,
ask
please.
you
You
a
have to.
question, when I ask you a question, do you understand my question?
That's because go on.
Yeah, so we could both just be some stimuli spewing out a bunch of
So-
unintelligible noises, right?
Fine.
So you would
So
have
we're
to rationally justify.
so
Yeah, hold on.
we're
You would
we're
have to
doing
rationally
that, Ezra.
justify.
No, stop. We're doing that. We are
Don't tell
doing
me to
that.
stop. What the hell do you? Who
We-
the hell do you?
Yeah,
think you are?
Ezra, buddy, take it easy. Take it easy.
We are doing exactly that, Ezra. We are doing that. As I am living and breathing right now, I am doing that.
Look, you
No,
can't account for your
now
experience.
what you're saying is, hold on. What you're saying is we're both unintelligent. We're just spewing out a bunch of noise that means nothing. Do you understand that?
Well, if that's the
But
case,
it
how can
does.
you understand him?
Yes. Then how can you understand me? If that's the
Eh,
case.
no, listen. This is the thing. This is the thing. We don't understand each other. This is a bunch of
Wow.
unintelligent.
So you don't understand what I'm saying to you.
I still don't see the internal
You
critique.
don't
Listen,
understand what he's saying
unless
to
you
you.
can
It
provide
makes sense.
rational justification that you have the mental capacity to reason
Why?
or to understand or observe, we're just both stimuli. We're a pile of stimuli spewing out a bunch of unintelligent noises.
That's
But
patently
you
untrue.
understand, Ezra. You do understand.
Claim is that he cannot justify.
Okay, why is there
you
three
know, his-
atheists talking? Can I
That's
get
all
some
you can
views?
do. You cannot say
Yeah,
that
God
he
bless
cannot
America.
experience
There's a
that.
bunch of other
Come on.
Christians
God
talking.
bless.
Yeah, it's
God
just really,
bless.
it's
a
just
big
really
room,
simple.
guys.
Not
big
being
room.
able, yeah, and people have to act like they have to use social cues and like figure things out so that it works out, right? Look, it just simply
Yeah, you
doesn't
guys are
follow.
just being
It
trolls,
just
man.
simply doesn't follow that if he
Yeah.
doesn't have a justification for a grounding, that there is no grounding. It simply doesn't follow.
That's not what Ezra's saying. He said
Yes,
that
it
you're
is.
grounded.
Exactly.
He said that you're grounded in the Christian position.
Okay. So I'm grounding it in your God. Your God is granting me the right
No,
for
that's
logic.
oh my gosh.
No, look,
Listen,
let's
our
just
God,
ask
our
him. Let me just ask Ezra. Do you think that without a grounding, he doesn't have a grounding? If he can't give it to you, do you think there is no grounding?
correct under his own.
Okay, so you were Foxy, you were completely wrong. Don't try it
Okay,
again.
so Ezra, let me ask Ezra a question then. Ezra, from within the Christian perspective, does everybody have a grounding under God?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
So
there
basically,
we go.
the
Ha ha
distinction
ha,
we have to
Tom.
make here.
What do
Let's
you mean?
fucking idiot.
love that.
You said that he
Listen,
didn't
That's
say that. You said
hilarious.
that was. Oh my God, Foxy, you're so dumb. Just
Wow.
because there's
Hey,
another
How
Fear.
are
thing.
you calling me dumb?
listen,
Look at
hold
yourself
on,
in the
hold
mirror,
on.
He's saying
pal.
that he couldn't
Listen,
reason. This is what he
under
claimed,
our
that he
metaphysics,
couldn't
you guys have to listen.
experience.
Why are you guys so
Go ahead,
quiet?
Ezra. Go ahead.
Okay, you listen carefully. Under our metaphysic, the metaphysic of the Christian God, God would grant him the ability to reason. But due to his own set of beliefs, he believes that there's something else grounding or granting his intelligibility. But if he can't give what that is, then under his own set of beliefs, he doesn't have any grounding. But
Okay.
God is still the ultimate ground
Okay.
for his reasoning under our
No.
metaphysics.
Where's the
No.
internal
Okay.
critique? Just because he doesn't
Wow.
have a justification, so what? Where's the internal
Yeah,
critique?
the internal
Shut
critique
up.
comes in when he makes the statement, I have intelligibility under our metaphysics. So then what I then have to do is I
I didn't
have to
say that.
step out of the Christianity. Hold on. I have to step out of the Christianity and step into his set of beliefs and see if this is, or if he has anything that is ultimate that could grant him his intelligibility.
Hey, Fear,
But
how do
Siobhan,
you
you
have
know,
So
intelligibility?
this is
Siobhan,
yeah,
you
but
know what this is? This is like I ask Ezra, if he can name his great grandmother's name, and he says no, and then I say, well, then you didn't have one.
It's a good
No,
example.
that's not
Hey,
the
hey,
case.
Fear.
That's a category error. That's a
Fear,
Is it
category.
really the
Okay,
same?
hold on, Fear. What is your?
Let's let
Can I ask
Ezra
a question,
respond to
Foxy?
that. How about that?
Yeah, that's a category error.
Okay. So
What do you
Ezra.
mean? What do you mean by a
Look, you're
category?
trying to
Go ahead.
dogpile
Explain it.
Ezra,
Explain
and
it.
that's not going to happen in here.
I want to
okay?
ask Fear a question. Fear, can I ask
I
you a question?
want Ezra to explain what a category error means in this
Hold
context.
on.
Seems like
I want that
popular
too,
demand
actually.
here, BJM.
Yeah. We're talking about what's primary that causes contingent state of affairs to come into being. And he's talking about contingent state of affairs. He's talking about me appealing to like some necessary prerequisite. Since I don't know what the necessary prerequisite is, that necessary prerequisite doesn't
You
exist.
guys are asking the wrong
That's a
questions.
category error.
Yeah.
Can I please ask
Sorry.
Fear a question?
So
Sure.
now
Fear,
we have to stick to the hold on. We have to stick to the transcendental argument, and let's not
No.
step out of the category of
No,
transcendental.
no, Ezra. Can I ask
So
you?
now,
Can I just ask
basically,
Ezra 3 questions? I just want to
go
ask
oh my
him
God.
3 questions.
I wanted to ask Fear a
ahead.
question a minute ago. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Ezra, what's 2 + 2?
What about it?
What's 2 plus 2, Ezra?
Go with
you
it.
hear
It'll
me
be
the first time?
faster.
All right. While he's thinking, let me ask you this question,
What's
Fear.
two?
How do you ground
Honestly,
What's
I'm
2
not
plus
going to
2?
let you
Hold
guys.
on. What's 2 plus 2, Ezra?
It's a stupid question, and you do this
Then
all
just
the
answer it.
time.
Let's go. Let's just answer it.
It's
What's 2 plus
ridiculous.
2, Ezra?
It's ridiculous. Like,
All right, he's wait. Let Fear. Here's my question to you, Fear. How do you ground intelligibility?
What the
in
world?
Fear?
What is so scary about that question?
it's
Hold on.
ridiculous, Andricus. Just please stop.
What is 2 plus 2?
It's 4. Can you
Okay,
guys hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can now.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Yes, you're good.
Can
You're
you
good.
guys hear me? I said it's 4. Can you guys hear me?
Hello,
Don't
guys?
worry. We all know you knew that already. Don't worry.
Okay, he left and he's coming back. Hey, in the meantime, Fear. How do you ground intelligibility, Fear, in your worldview?
Andricus, your server, man.
Hello?
With this.
Wow.
I guess the universe doesn't want me to.
I want you to ask. I've been waiting for ages. Like,
Yeah,
please ask
Fear.
again.
Okay. While Ezra's coming back, Fear. How do you ground intelligibility?
I don't even know what it means to ground intelligibility.
How do you have intelligibility? How do you have intelligibility?
You guys ready?
It's just.
Are you ready for another
emergent.
pancake pot hit?
It's just okay because Ezra's doing an internal critique of your view, so we need to like understand and more better what your view actually is. You know, you got to explain it to him.
Then he mentioned the tag, which isn't internal. But go ahead.
But and that's
Yo,
also
what's
the
up,
other thing
guys?
is my question wasn't about my eternal
Are we gonna
critique
argue, or are we
or
just gonna sit here
anything.
saying the same thing over and over again, man?
My argument
It's getting
is
ridiculous.
still the same. It's still the same. It still comes out to the same thing. Everybody's telling me that, and because Ezra brought up the Christian God, I can disclude the Christian God in a second, because the Christian God says that I know about him. I know him.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
sorry.
hear you.
I was just lagging.
We're just getting trolled by an atheist.
Sorry about that.
All
All right.
the first question. Guy finish off trolling us, and then
You
we'll
really need to
respond.
learn what trolling actually is.
Yeah,
I want another shot. That was completely unfair what happened to me just then. I want another shot with Ezra. Ezra, are you ready to go again?
I
Yeah,
want
I
that
told
guy
you
to
I
be
was
able to
lagging,
finish.
moron.
Okay, that's cool. That's totally cool. That's totally cool.
Let's let that guy
Why are you
finish.
so Foxy? Why, here we
Because
go. Here we go.
there was a guy talking, and you're gonna. Yo, dude, do you stop? Do you want to finish? Do you want to finish, mate?
What is happening?
Why
Okay,
are you
I'm here. What is your question?
just stop talking.
I told you I was lagging before. Go ask your
Listen, I
question.
have three questions. I have three questions
coping.
for Ezra, and then we can be done.
Look, let me just get one thing straight here, right? Stop interrupting. This is ridiculous.
You're literally British. Please be quiet.
Anybody complaining over this conversation is going to get muted, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, this is
Let's
it.
just move.
So, yeah,
Let's go to Rebel
that's
Base right
it.
now. Let's just go. Boom.
Okay,
right
bye.
now. Let's go.
Yep.
Bounce right
later.
now.
Fucking piece of shit.
Is this server just another thing like what Doobie does? It's just like a place for him to like troll people?
I mean, I was literally going to ask him three simple reasoning questions that we could reason together on, and then ask him what our beliefs about the ontology of God changed about any of it, what it mattered. It doesn't matter what your belief about it is. You cannot change the fact that we have the ability to reason regardless of your beliefs about God. And he was not going to be able to refute that.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that was you, Andricus. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why Foxy wasn't going to let me do it, and that's why they freaked out, because they knew exactly where I was going. I mean, that was pathetic.
That's like a comedy skit.
He's not even listening to anybody. He's just being like, he thinks he's winning the arguments, and he's just cutting people off and being really toxic.
Foxy is the worst moderator.
I know. He's really toxic.
Yeah, he's not. He can't track the conversation, and he's super biased. Which is, I mean, it's good that he can't track because he would be even more biased if he could.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. But on a side note, while we're in the Rebels
Do it.
chat, let's talk about Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels
Oh,
was created
no,
by
no,
Dave
no.
Filoni, Simon Kinberg, and Carrie Beck. The concept originated with
You're gonna
Beck,
get
who
muted.
suggested it be about.
What is happening right now?
Just some asshole.
Whew, well, that might be it. If they tend to the YouTube people, they tend to really like to stay in their little area where they have mods. So if no one comes in here, I'll end the stream. What was that? Yeah. For sure.
Ezra is telling me to go back up there now.
Yeah, that's look, we need to stay strong and not
No.
that
They showed their hand. They just showed their hand. It's ridiculous.
that Foxy stuff was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really bad.
I will not just sit there and take that.
I missed the other conversation. So is Concrete good with racism now?
He
That's cool with
basically
him.
From certain people.
Oh, that's better.
Well, I don't think it's no, I wouldn't say that. He's just like agnostic as to whether or not Darth is racist.
So if a Christian does it, it's okay.
Well, to a theist like them, atheists simply don't know how to properly quote the Bible.